And theoretically, we should be live. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. Welcome to the closer.
Thank you for the invite.
What's happening? What's happening?
Welcome to Quickie Mart.
Is Rich is probably done, huh?
The machine is broken.
Everybody closed up. Is Honda still going? I wonder. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Who cares? It's Honda.
No, he's down. He already finished.
Did he? Okay.
Yep, and
so yes, we should be. It looked like it was going to go live every once in a while, though. I mean, like the other week, I stopped it and it kept going for some reason. So who the hell knows, really? Been a lot of weird YouTube stuff going on lately too. They changed YouTube. They changed the way that the app looks.
You're live.
Yeah, you're live.
And then
we're live.
Shit. Does anybody else hear that humming? Is that just me?
It's just you.
You guys hear me? Hold on a second.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah, you're fine.
You don't have a beetle bug stuck in your ear, do you?
Might be his headset.
Hope your goddamn head was in it.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Midnight Range is experiencing some technical difficulties, and it is all Night Strike's fault. Thank you.
No, it's not my fault.
Look,
This message has been approved.
it's not Night Strike's fault that he was promised a pretty blue dress by Honda, and Honda hasn't delivered on it yet.
Oh, he's still trying to match the stain.
I told him it's eggshell satin. You take a little bit of the cadmium yellow with a bit of the cream white and just mix till you match. It's simple.
Is it blue or is it gold?
The stain or the dress?
It's amazing.
The dress.
It's supposed to be blue. Oh,
Night
you lost
Strike
audio.
Get a stain on your own dress.
Said he lost audio again.
Oh, man.
Pickle says, "Are you shilling for budget?" Budget says, "Damn right."
I mean, budget pays about the same as Ghost Tactical does, but at least we get the Monopoly money that he sends us.
All right. Okay, I'm back.
There you are now.
I don't know. All of a sudden, my earphones just started like buzzing, just like a buzz, just totally. I don't know what the hell happened. It was weird, so I had to get out and come back in.
Probably that toaster you threw in your wife's bathwater.
Yeah, probably. Take it in with myself. I was saying if anybody's taking a bath, if anybody's taking a bath with it, it's me. YouTube's been super weird this week, man. I lost a couple subs and just all sorts of stuff happened. So.
Dog fight.
Yeah, dogs go nuts.
The second he starts bad-mouthing YouTube, stuff happens.
When did Michael Vick get here?
Ooh.
Dog Fight Club.
Midnight doesn't have that kind of pull.
If Michael Vick was here, we wouldn't have to worry about dogs.
That's right. They'd all be gone.
Wait, did someone say the ATF?
Yeah, right. So
hide your dogs.
The ATF.
Yeah, hide your dogs. So, how's everybody doing? Moo, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, doing good. Thanks. I'm on the mend. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Good. How sick did you get? Or were you just kind of feeling crappy? Did you get laid out pretty bad?
Yeah, just really run down. Felt like I was wearing a lead suit. I checked my temperature throughout the 4 or 5 days, and I never got a fever. And my fever prescription was more.
A lot of those dogs lived. There's like 54 of them that survived.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, I had a little bit of a cough, but not much. But other than that, just felt run down, sore, achy, headaches, eyes popping out of my head, shit like that. Yeah, it's funny once you start, especially family. I just sent out a text. I'm like, got the COVID, and then everybody. I shouldn't have sent it because everybody checks in like every day now. Are you dead yet?
Yeah. So they're saying that we're having buffering, and I've got
It's looking good on my end.
Yeah,
I've got
I
it here.
got it pulled up on the YouTube, and it's not buffering on mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
T23 and I are both on the West
Move.
Coast. So.
The only reason why they're asking if you're dead yet is so that your daughter can have your man cave back.
Because it's saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Hold on, let me go take a look at.
Don't listen to that. That's just the normal error. I get that all the time on mine.
Yeah, I'm looking at YouTube right now, and it's fine.
I'm watching.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone.
Yeah, I'm watching YouTube, and it looks fine.
Okay, cool. Okay, maybe it's coming back. I don't know.
If you're having buffering issues, then you're not paying enough for your internet. That's all I'm saying.
Well, my internet has been pretty wonky. I've been having some issues with internet, and I don't know if it's anything for me. I don't know. I think it's our area. I think it's the townhouses we live in and stuff. So we've had issues in the past. The last couple, it's been great, but the last couple of weeks have been a little spotty. So it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Foss, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Just excited to be here.
Good. George, what's going on, dude?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
No, same old shit. How are you?
Same old here, but happy that my brother came by and gave me a modded Wii. So it can play Wii games and GameCube games, and it's got games on the little disc.
That's cool.
Like the memory disc. So, man, I've been playing like old NES and Super NES games.
Yeah.
All day today.
There's some cool Super NES games out there, man. That was a good system, man. There was a lot of fun.
And also on Roll Call's 100th show on Rants and Raves, I won his 700th sub giveaway.
Nice. What'd you get? I forget. I know I was watching, but I was like in and out. I wasn't watching the whole time.
Yeah, so like they started running Roll Call started running the random the names, stuff, and mine was number 10. So I got chosen, and I was like, yes, I won. I jumped up and down and stuff, Yeah, Travis was going to send me something that was going to send for a Roll Call, and Roll Call was going to send me some things that he gathered. So hopefully soon, maybe within the next week or so, I should get it. I'll let you guys know what I got.
There you go. Cool. Ape, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not a whole lot, really. Folks are back in this weekend, so I got to make stew in the Instapot and have that for lunch.
Oh, cool. What'd you use?
Beef, potato, garlic, a little bit of onion, carrots, and then just beef stock and starch.
Mm-hmm.
No bananas?
No bananas.
No bananas.
No.
What?
No, sir.
No
Yes,
beef
sir. We
soda
have
as a
no
base?
bananas.
Yes, we have no
No
bananas.
bananas today.
Nice. Night Strike, what's going on, buddy?
I'm just here for a few minutes to see if the stream is working, and then I got to get to bed because I got to be up tomorrow. I got work I got to do. Sorry.
That's cool. No, it's good. It's good to have you, man. Let me know.
It's good
Let
to
me know
have
if
you,
you got to
buddy.
take out. Budget, what's going on? Good to see you, man. We don't see you all that often. What's happening?
Good to be here, man. Thanks for the invite. Just got home a little bit ago from teaching a concealed carry class. Actually had my son take that one today, so that was kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
I just got done editing some video, and it's rendering right now. So, yeah, pretty eventful day for me. I'm tired.
Nice.
I've been up since like 5.
Yeah.
Which is that's like bedtime for me. So I'm all turned around from my normal self. Trying to stay up a little bit later tonight so I don't get up at my freaking God 30 in the morning tomorrow when I don't have to.
Yeah, getting up early sucks. Defense Dad, what's going on, buddy?
Hey man, thanks for the invite. I thought maybe I'd get banned after this week, but
No. It's so much. It's so much simpler and easier to tell you that you're wrong when you're actually on the panel. So it works out good.
there you go.
Outlaw, what's going on, Ellis? What's happening?
Just trying to get settled in here.
That's cool. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
He settled in and settled out.
He's
settle in and out.
Stayed in about as long as knives.
Yeah, he's back with a different colored tee. We'll get you figured out here. Well, if you got any issues, this Night Strike guy could probably help you out. I mean, it's a guy to go to.
You expect me to take
Strike's
advice from a
man.
guy? You expect me to take advice from a guy who wears a blue dress? Come on.
Hey, $20 is $20.
$20. You did for 10 for
$10.
me.
$10.
Wow. That hurts, cuz. That hurts.
And Guns of Barbecue, what's going on, buddy guy? Oh, he's sleeping. Shh. Guns of Barbecue sleeping.
I'm not a whole lot. Just been, well, my dad.
He broke up there, buddy. We didn't hear you.
Yeah, I think he's having internet issues.
Am I lagging again?
Yes, you are.
I think so, yeah.
If I am, I blame Night Strike.
No, it's not me.
No, that part came out clear.
Blaming me.
Am I
always
lagging
works.
again? If I am, I blame Night Strike.
Wow, he's really lagging. He's doubling back on himself. He's a little lagging.
Yeah, he's lagging. He's lagged. He just lagged on himself. He's yelling.
Yeah.
He's arguing with himself now. That's cool. Let's see who we got out there. Ape's out there last. Earthy's out there. What's going on, Earthy? Foss, Defense Dad. Boob Sweat. What's going on, Boob? G23's out there. Herb Nurxious is out there. Jumpy's out there. Pickle's out there. Lockjaw. Western Propes. Budget's out there. He's in here too. You're not getting paid twice, by the way. Ozzy's out there.
Ain't 2 times nothing, still twice.
That's true.
Hey, as
Yeah.
long as I'm getting paid, I'm happy.
There you go. Lead Life's out there. 7. You got a good crowd. Jason's out there. Ghost. Uplift Mofo Party Plan. Oh God, 100 is 8 hours from now. Yeah, just about. Just remind Defense Dad that Chris Chang answered the hot dog sandwich question. Yes, I heard he did. I did not actually see it straight from the horse's mouth, but I did hear via Scuttlebutt that he did answer the question.
Well, he answered it tentative. He's like, "Yeah, I suppose you could call it a sandwich."
Okay, I've got a counter for that now.
Here we go.
A hot dog is not a sandwich. I maintain that it is a taco.
And a taco is a
We've all seen the in-range video.
No, a taco is not a sandwich.
Sure it is.
It
Sure
is.
No,
Yes, it's a folded over sandwich.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
It's a taco. A hot dog is a taco. I will concede that. Nothing else.
The hot dog is.
I'm just going to go ahead and point out that I wasn't even going to bring up the hot dog sandwich tonight.
Man, the wind is-
Even after you made a video, this week about it.
Why not? I figured I'd beat the point to the death already.
I made a video about it
is
too.
indeed a sandwich. A hot
No,
dog
it
is a
is
sandwich, but an open-faced sandwich is not. That's just shit on a shingle.
No, I think an open-faced sandwich is still a sandwich.
It's in the name.
No,
I think
There's nothing sandwiched. It's between 2 pieces of bread for a sandwich. That is not between anything.
exactly.
It's true.
That's the thing. That's why a hot dog is not a sandwich. It is not between 2 pieces of bread. It is 1 piece of
It
bread.
is
folded
nestled
over.
within bread, not laying on top of bread.
But it's not 2
In an
separate
open
pieces
face-
of bread.
In an open-faced sandwich, the other slice is implied.
Mm-hmm.
They're there.
Or
You
if
can
you're
do
someone who
whatever you
decides
want,
to
but
make
it ain't
your
there.
who decides to
other
make your own Philly
Travis?
cheesesteak, only you overstuff it, therefore you can't close it or put the 2 on top of each. Therefore, it's an open face. It's still a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. It's just in open face form.
No, it's Philly cheesesteak SOS. That's what it is.
Let's say you get a
thing that requires some type of cream component.
You know you did.
Let's say you get a Reuben, and it's it just becomes kind of messy, right? And you open that son of a bitch up and you eat it with a knife and a fork. Is it still a Reuben sandwich?
It is, but then you're a communist.
You said it.
Who cares if it's messy? Just pick
Only
the damn
communists call other people communists.
Yes, Reubens are nasty to begin with. So
it began life as a sandwich. If you tear it apart yourself, that's on you.
You've got brain damage if you don't think Reuben's awesome. There's something wrong with you.
Look at who he's related
I'm forced
to.
to agree with that. Reubens are pretty damn great.
Reubens are nasty.
You don't know what the hell you've been eating. You've been living on squirrel and raccoon your whole life. You don't know what a Reuben is.
Now, I would think that someone in Ellis's stance would have eaten some type of fermented vegetable at some point in time, willingly or otherwise.
See, I don't like cabbage. Period. So.
Reubens are good, but the king of all sandwiches is the club if it's done correctly.
Nah.
Nah, a Cuban. A Cuban is probably one of my favorite sandwiches.
Meatloaf sandwich with jack cheese and extra potatoes and gravy.
I had a meatloaf sandwich for dinner tonight, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Meatloaf sandwich.
Awesome.
Can't beat that. Cuban is pretty awesome. Cuban is a good sandwich for sure.
Cuban.
It is good.
Mm-hmm.
Is a gyro a sandwich or just a Greek taco?
It's even if it's a Greek taco, it's still a sandwich. What don't you understand? What don't you get?
A taco is not a sandwich.
A taco is a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
It's a subcategory of sandwich.
There are no subcategories of sandwiches. They are sandwiches.
Yes, there are.
Oh my God, there's different types of. That's like saying there's not different categories of guns.
Show them the video, Midnight, that you showed us last week.
Yeah, I think he saw it from MidnightRangeTm.
Okay, what about the submarine?
It's a sandwich. It's a hoagie. It's a type of sandwich.
No. A hoagie is different than a submarine sandwich.
Well, now if you just say you have to say it all of it, because if you say what about the submarine, what are we talking about? Are we talking about a piece of bread loaded up with meat, cheeses, and everything in the aisle, or are we talking about something that's made out of steel and titanium and powered by nuclear fusion?
Well, I was talking about the sandwich because we were on the thing about sandwiches.
Yeah,
it's actually fission.
Submarine sandwich is different. Is different than a hoagie. Okay, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Barbecue. Okay, how is it different though?
Why do you? What 20 questions?
For you, yeah.
Is a pizza a pie? Yeah, it's got a crust. It's got fruit on it.
That I agree with. That I will agree with.
So when you
a
look
pie and a cheesecake is a custard. Get over it.
Are nachos an open faced taco?
Yes,
they're broken tacos. So broken sandwich.
Yeah, Gizzer goes Mark Cuban. No, different Cuban. That Cuban I'm not down with.
Now, Midnight. The real question is a walking taco a sandwich or is it a portable casserole?
A what? A
portable casserole. Okay, you've never had they might call them like racing tacos or to-go tacos. It's basically you get an oversized bag of the fun size like knockoff Doritos. You rip off like the long end of it. You put in your meat. You crush up the nacho chips. You put in your meat, your cheese, all your taco fixings, and you eat it with a fork or a spoon right out of the bag. Oh. So is that a taco or is that a walking or a portable casserole?
A portable It's a I mean, I guess it could be a sandwich, a bagged sandwich. It's like a bagged lunch.
Okay.
So I got a serious question for you. Since we're talking about this stuff, Midnight, your restaurant. What kind of what kind of fare and cuisine do you guys do?
We do
waffles.
Well, yeah. We do all sorts of different stuff. I mean, it's a mix.
Okay.
Chicken
so on your menu, are there hot dogs and hamburgers?
We do have a hot dog and we do have a hamburger. Yes.
Does it say hot dog sandwich? Does it say
No.
hamburger sandwich? Or does it say
No.
hot dog hamburger?
But
you're the chef, right?
But we don't. You don't write sandwich after every sandwich either. Like if it's a Reuben, I wouldn't write Reuben sandwich. That sounds like somebody special wrote my menu.
Right.
No, you put it under categorized by either like sandwiches or by dinner platters.
Okay,
the hot dog sandwich, you'd probably get something to spit in.
If I ever put a hot dog listed under, because we don't have ours listed in with the sandwiches and stuff. It's in with bar stuff. You know what I mean? Things that like bar foods. So we just have it listed as hot dog. But if I did have a sandwich section, I would put it under the sandwiches for sure. What are you gonna put it all by itself? Like you're gonna have a bunch of sandwiches and then just hot dog laying out there all lonely on by itself? That's stupid.
I mean, do you have any idea how much extra time and money goes into the typesetting of doing the heading? Hot dog sandwiches.
Actually, I do because my degree's in graphic design.
That's a lot of ink. That's a lot of ink.
A lot of ink.
So what's a corn dog classified?
Sandwich on a stick.
A corn dog is a battered sandwich.
Okay, so here's my question.
I thought that was what pita is. It's been.
They have shelters for those.
So if we're calling a sandwich anything that's cornmeal or flour mixed with water and turned into dough, basically, would that make a ravioli?
It's a pasta that's different.
No, but there's meat inside of it and cheese.
Yeah,
therefore it would be a sandwich because it is flour and water.
But there's no meat and cheese in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it's still a sandwich.
Exactly. But it's stuffed. So anything that's basically flour, water made into a dough and wrapped around anything else, it would be considered a sandwich. Therefore, ravioli would be considered a sandwich. A calzone would be a sandwich, according to these guys. So,
I could get down on a calzone being a sandwich. I guess if you really wanted to stretch it, ravioli could be
mini sandwiches,
little tiny sandwich. I guess it would be its own boiled. It'd be a boiled sandwich.
I mean, hey, if we're going to go down this rabbit hole, let's go all the way.
Then stuffed dumplings would be boiled sandwiches.
Exactly.
Because now pierogies are sandwiches.
Look, just because you have that bad incidents with that one person in Canada doesn't mean bad.
That's true.
Absolutely blew my mind. He said, if you make a 2-foot platter of lasagna, and you were to get a piece of lasagna, what is you take that platter, you into 4 pieces, and then you stack each piece on top of the first piece, making one.
That's nonsense right there.
You're getting one piece of lasagna, but you've got 4 layers.
Is your coworker named Garfield? I mean,
no.
No, his coworker named Nermal.
I think Midnight just lost his own stream.
He's so pissed.
Yeah. No, did you guys hit?
I done blew his mind with that.
Oh, Moo's got moderator rights, so
Moo's got all right.
So he's going to be the one to close down before we start bad mouthing my next one.
Yeah. Moderator.
Like how do we do that?
Computer, he set he just click on this and assign you with multiple.
Okay.
If you helps you, then Same as way if you get it. And I mean,
is he's going to do
Moop. Damn sandwich. Okay, there we go. Cool. Now we both
see. Now that you have moderator rights, look at it. Look, click on someone. Midnight. Check the sign moderator.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I never noticed that before because every other time that's happened, we've had everybody's had to leave.
Yeah. Oh, this is the fix.
Cool. Excellent. No, that's awesome. Good. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, Sanchez, right? So everybody, Calavera says between the topic and the buffering, this is a shit show for her.
All right, Mr.
If we're gonna talk about food, I have to say this right now. I could really go for some baklava right now.
I could go coconut.
That's good.
Oh, speaking of food, did you check your email?
Oh yeah, I saw that. When I was sending out. I mean, I got to work tomorrow. I don't know what the hell time I'm going to get off work. You know.
Okay.
Well, if I can, like, if it's slow or something, and I can jump on, I'll jump on. Now, one of my biggest issues is I haven't been able to get on a damn chat on mobile in forever. It just will not. It won't do it. So if I can get home at a reasonable time, I'll shoot you a text. I have your number. I'll let you know.
Weston Probst says that Downdy reporting some YouTube issues.
Oh, okay.
When is YouTube not having issues?
Yeah, that makes sense.
What number do you have for me? Because I had my phone number changed.
I don't know, the one that
is it 5?
No.
Get that online. That'd be
I just need lower.
It's 1-800-55.
Do not call this hotel room.
To love me.
It's 876-501. 09, I'm sorry.
Okay, Johnny.
I don't know. I'll have to look for it. Email me your current one. That way
I got you.
That's fine. And yeah. Hey, what's up, John Brown? So,
John Brown.
Let's say a couple of articles here.
Are they like popsicles only?
Yeah. 6 and 1. Said sandwich order pieces, so you could continue card. By that, it takes 2 pieces. That's face. Thanks for coming
Who
up.
the hell named themselves sandwich?
Where the hell? Did you see that on CNN? That sounds like bullshit.
Fake news.
Yeah.
So guess there's a sandwich for Ruben. That's what they're saying, man. I don't know what's wrong with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Coney Barrett gets her first crack at the Second Amendment on Friday. I just heard about this today.
That was this week.
This week?
Oh, this last week?
This Friday?
It was
November 12th.
This posted on this
Thursday.
Oh, what I'm thinking Friday. So sworn I don't know. There's up whatever. One deals with a low gun. The man has huge. Is not going to. Uber, including red city council also decided to purchase. Shortly after the city council move, the Mountain States Legal Foundation filed suit in behalf of several plaintiffs, Institute President and Boulder resident, challenged both new gun laws in federal court. Long after that, another filed, but this time in state, an attorney for the city of Boulder argued that the federal case should be on hold. Challenge had been resolved. A U.S. judge agreed and issued a stay in Caldara versus Boulder. It's been 2 years. The Colorado State Supreme Court had to issue a rule. Of course, they're just going to sit on it until the end of time. In the state level challenge called Chambers for the City of Boulder. Meanwhile, the MSLF has continued to try to get the federal case going, but they've been turned away by the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. Back in October, the organization has asked the Supreme Court to give a green light, arguing that the rights involved in this case, namely Boulder's natural right to self-defense, are too important for a court to stay its hands. And tomorrow the case is among 9 justices. Okay, so it is, yeah. Okay, so it's Thursday about this coming Friday. You can read the petition. So what has anything come of this? Does anybody know anything about these? I thought it was this coming Friday. I didn't realize it was this past Thursday that this was written on this past Friday.
I haven't heard anything further about it. I just it out, okay, because I was going too long.
A lot. Rittenhouse's mom is suing. Yeah, how dare do that?
Not really.
He's a white supremacist. He's not a racist. He's not. And I knew him. He's not what Biden said. Kyle is a caring young man. He went to Kenosha to help people. And what Joe Biden did, showing my son's picture, his image, and labeling him as a white supremacist, I will take him down. Ooh. So I know talk about a while back. I didn't realize it was his mom actually doing it. I thought written just didn't the suit doing the nation, right? Ended up paying $1 million.
No, it
was a truckload of. I mean, it would be interesting to see what happens with this. I mean, it is all of a. I don't know, man. Maybe it's my internet. Maybe I mean, to see what's going to happen with it. That's a hell of a person to be suing for defamation of character, you know. But I mean, pretty gnarly thing to do, man. It's pretty gnarly thing to do to somebody, and put plaster their likeness all over the internet and insinuate that they are a white supremacist. Fucking that's hard. I mean, they should have been smarter to do that,
Yeah, well, Biden wanted all those Antifa people to vote for him. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody upset with Wittenhouse doing self-defense? Hearing people saying, "Oh, thank God, and he's getting passed around and all that stuff." I say, "Hey, dude, he was defending himself. He was not there killing people, man. What the hell are you talking about? If he was killing people, he wouldn't shoot people. As soon as he shot this guy, when he stood up, he would have been mowing down a whole group of people, which he didn't do."
At this point, it's a pretty good bet that Kyle's in protective custody.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
He would be if he were in my building.
Yeah, still technically team. He's probably being held in book. Back when I worked, he had a mind was actually a couple of with the case. He was housed at a mental facility and had to be at the county jail, and he was just booked a solitary cell.
We have a minor that doesn't in my county. They go to county jail, but they're in a block by themselves.
Yeah, that's good to hear. At least he has a chance.
Well, that's sort of him not getting not whatever $2 million. Like a flight risk is total horseshit. I mean, then that kid's flight risk is paid off by something. I mean, and let's let off that is it crowd. You know, if minute the upside, hopefully he's but at least nobody can get harassed. Nobody's outside of it. Kill him.
CEOs that are working in that unit right now doing their absolute best to make sure that he is detained.
Yeah,
because I know I would if I were in their shoes. I wouldn't want that liability on me, even if nothing else. Even if I hate the very ground upon which Rittenhouse walked, I would still do my damnedest to protect him and make sure he was safe. I wouldn't want that liability with such a high-profile case. So even if they hate him, self-take care of him.
Yeah. I turned the bandwidth all down to see if that helped a little bit. So we're not going to have any video, just be our icons, but if that helps. Yeah, I can't imagine being stuck in there like he is. That really sucks for sure.
Yeah.
But I also wonder what his family's. I'm sure there's harassing the shit out of his family too. You know.
Well,
yeah, ruined. Yeah, and it's something that people forget about when they go out and do some high these I don't want to say profile stuff, you know, when they're protesting, that kind of all those kind of things. Like you kind of think that you're a nameless, faceless person. Nowadays, it be nameless if you do you are. Or that do this, they want Instagram. think I'm part of the cause. Find now and learn to be very about to fraud even the thing or to rob this and grab a Puma store or something down in Philly. And did come against those people? Probably not. Rioting, protest, looting, all rolled into one. But you know, there's people running in doors and there's people filming them. Like, you know, what the fuck? So, you know, maybe he's maybe it's a little maybe he's best off where he's at. You know, he doesn't like it.
Yeah, because even if he beat the charges for the rest of his life, has struggled a decent job, getting into a decent school. Like it's
look at George Herman.
He better get millions here, otherwise he's going to be screwed the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that also that fight back. You know, like any person. You know, my friend or something, or buddy or cousin or something. I'm going to go after you. You know, he's going to be facing things like that, whether he won or lost.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from this for him, and have a normal. I mean, you know, maybe fear. You know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be, you know, it's going to take now. No, winning a money from lawsuit, everything. Shooting money for you know, he could move somewhere where who he is, just live his life, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the fucking sucks out here. I don't know what's going on.
You know, it's kind of shitty that this kid, like you were saying, would have to move to another country, give up the freedoms that he's guaranteed here because some idiot decided to label him a racist. That is beyond unfair to this kid.
Yeah.
Let's be clear here. It's not just some rando person on the internet or that. It's a freaking career politician running to be president of the United States, calling it, using him as a political tool, which they have and always will do.
Evidence that claims that this kid's a racist. Could be able
like a racist or what there to be racist. Just simple, did something with us.
No, white supremacist.
Yeah. Didn't agree. You're a white supremacist, racist, homophobe.
Yeah, I know. Hondo was talking about something like that in his chat today, in his Gay Frog chat. He was saying something about if you disagree with anybody, you are already labeled homophobe, racist, any kind of, against anything. That is just sad.
Well, we need to change that.
Good, Midnight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, these labels that people are put on, that people are to just kill you, just destroy you.
It's crazy. I mean, TV shows, movies, anything. Now, if you are a part of a person that's developing a show or a movie, if you don't have a variety of, people of all different types of races, walks of life, you already considered, a bad guy. You do a TV show and say you don't have any females in the first hour of the show or the movie, you're already considered, bad because, oh my God, this guy doesn't put any women. I haven't seen any women in the show, in the movie, in the first hour. My God, what's going on? This guy hates women. You don't have anybody from the gay community. You're already a homophobe. You don't have enough.
You cannot be considered for an Academy Award unless you are woke and diverse and, have minorities or homosexuals or a woman or something that the woke folks like.
Yeah.
As part of your main character, as part of the plot, you cannot be considered for an award. So something like Die Hard would never win an award.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's even,
which is the best Christmas movie ever, by the way.
At the time, it might have gotten for like technical award. You're not going to get like best picture or best actor or supporting ones. You're going to get like a little pissant the technical award, and it's proven because they did. I forget what it was.
They just readjusted their criteria and published it.
I forget what the gal's name was, but no, basically they'll give it, like if somebody comes up for like best actor or that and they tick all these boxes, it's like, oh, well, yeah, this actor over here really did a good performance for this one, but, we might not have another chance to give, this, enter your adjective to describe this person or the director here. And then, like, next year, they'll give the person who was supposed to get, like, Best Actor or something a award for a movie that they did the complete shit in.
Yeah.
This awkward silence is brought to you by the cool and refreshing taste of Diet Beef Soda Zero. Now 99.9% water-free.
And also available with sugar.
I don't think anybody's watching this. I have a feeling.
12.
12.
Are they?
Refresh.
Because it says 8. It said 0 for me for a while. I don't know. I don't know if it's you. I don't know. Maybe I just need to buy a new modem. Maybe my modem's fucking going out. But it says my modem's fine. So I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Now, is that their app or saying that it's fine?
Yeah. Xfinity. Well, it's Xfinity. It's saying that there's no issues, and I don't know.
Just go hit it with a hammer. It'll work.
I say 14 people. Yeah.
I see 13. Yeah. Now they know we're talking about them. They're coming back in.
I'm not seeing any chats though. Foss just put my Patreon out there, and Earthy was the last one before that. But I don't have. See, I don't. I wonder if they're chatting and it's not coming through.
I think people will probably getting out and getting back in to see if it's their feed.
Nobody's made any comments since Foss's Patreon comment. But the thing is, I've looked at it, and it's either the GunTube servers, or it's YouTube that's messing up.
Well,
as far as I can tell.
Well, I had myself muted. I checked a couple other YouTube things, and they're running fine.
So,
okay,
there. If that doesn't get a response, we know it's dead.
Yeah.
Well, if we have to talk about that, we have to talk about cookie bars.
It's in the name. They're cookies. They're cookies in bar form.
But they could also be cookie brownies.
Please, that's just some marketing ploy to get you to buy stuff that Duncan Hines had sitting at the bottom of their silo.
Well, that's besides
all mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the point.
I mean, it's not like it's some weird ass conspiracy like Wendy's using day old hamburgers to make the chili.
When I was dating my wife,
oh god! Well, I wish Squid was here so we could have that argument again.
I already debunked that last.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if they did.
I know. I was being a smart ass.
They did. They do.
They can argue.
You didn't hear that argument that night a couple weeks ago, Budget?
Nope. I was probably sleeping.
Squib and I,
or it could have been one where
Squib and I were in the same room.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
If Squib and I were in the same room that night, one of us probably would have been bleeding. It got pretty heated because I found this video online that showed a kid exposing, quote unquote, Wendy's and how they use their old burgers to turn it into chili. And I was like, so what? Who the fuck cares? I'd be surprised if they didn't, you know? I'd be surprised if they didn't. He's like, that's bullshit. No way. And he went off, and he's like, that's against policy. And I was like, how do you know? You don't work there. He's like, I used to work at McDonald's. I was like, that ain't fucking Wendy's. And it just got to the point where we were just bitching at each other. And
dude, there's a reason why McDonald's is, I don't know, are they still like the largest fast food chain in the world? And Wendy's is not?
Probably.
I don't know. Part of it is that public image of, oh yeah, it's McDonald's. Yeah, it's $1. I don't care. Go.
See, if people have a problem with that, they really don't want to know what goes on in restaurants and what the daily special generally is.
No, I've been in there.
Yeah,
at
everything.
I wouldn't care if Wendy's did use day-old burgers as long as it was cooked to 165 degrees before they served it to me. I don't give a shit.
And if they give me a nickel off, I'll eat it.
Well, that was that was my argument. I don't give a shit what you do as long as it's done properly. It's fine.
Well,
it's legal. It's legal. It's not like they were throwing it on the floor.
Well,
chili's better the next day, right? So they're just getting a head start on it.
Yeah.
The argument was what's like the
go.
FDA and the health department, what are their rules versus what are corporate rules? You know, so for Squib, the McDonald's corporate said they had to throw that shit away. And your argument was, well, that's a corporate policy, not health department or FDA or whatever other, thing.
Yeah, we started talking about arguments, and Scotsman and armament showed up.
Well, my argument wasn't even just legality or corporate policy. It was that he was arguing that they wouldn't do that because McDonald's wouldn't let them do that. And I'm like, well, that's not fucking McDonald's.
That's two different corporations.
Wendy's. Yeah, you don't know what that. Yeah, exactly. So I tried to start some shit yesterday or the day before on somebody's show. I don't remember who it was. Squib was all wound up. He was already all wound up about something going off and telling everybody that they're assholes about something. And I was like, hey, let's talk about how Wendy's uses their old burgers. And nothing. I couldn't believe it. Nobody bid on it. I was like,
I caught it. I said, you trying to create a wound up some bitch of the week?
See, sometimes
was that my show?
No, I don't know. I don't remember who it was.
What show was that?
Might have been.
Yeah, people just got to understand.
I wouldn't say it was my show because I remember someone commenting about Squib being the wound up some bitch.
Mm-hmm. Well, that could be any show.
Yeah. How many shows was he on last week? You can only win it once a week. I don't know what the fucking dude's an overachiever or what.
It's wound up some bitch of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think he's going for the lifetime achievement.
He's irascible, but he's lovable. You leave Squibby alone, you bastard.
I don't know if anybody. Maybe other people saw it and they were just like, maybe not tonight. We won't bring that up, and I just figured they'd move on. Yeah, I just saw a couple of Gizzard just texted me. He said it's coming through now. I don't know what happened, and I do when I go over on YouTube now. It's saying my bit rate is low, but it's not. But it seems to be working now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll just keep going and see what happens. I don't know.
Well, here's the deal.
He was all wound up. I was kind of hoping he'd jump on the show today because I wanted to get him all wound up again.
You rabble rouser.
He's a lot more.
I didn't hear you say again. You broke up.
Wobble wobble.
You rabble rouser.
Rabble.
He's a lot more.
Have any of you guys seen the movie Founder?
We are talking about burgers, so I guess the hamburger makes sense.
The Founder is the movie where how McDonald's became a chain and all that stuff. Yep.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good movie. I liked it. It was an awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Mm-hmm. Let's try another article. See if we can get pissed off again here. Obnoxious says he'll get wound up again. Don't worry. I'm sure. I'm going to keep on him. Next time I see him, I'll poke the bear a little bit again, see if I can get him wound up for you guys. But you guys got to get behind it. You got to be like, hey, you know what, Squib? You got a comment out there. You want to get him all fired up. He's all pissed off about so many things right now. He's on the edge of wound up son of the bitch of the week. Fucking by like Monday at 3 p.m. probably. Government closes antique firearms loopholes to protect the public. Thank God. I can't imagine somebody running around out there with a blunderbuss trying to rob banks and shit. Moves by the British government to stamp out one of the last fragments of the gun community not already under strict regulation will see thousands of relic firearms in the hands of collectors banned. Arguing their reasons to dissolve the current quote-unquote loophole on antique firearms is for the public safety. Policing Minister Kit Malthouse. I bet that dude's a real strapping dude. Kit Malthouse.
He must have been popular with the babes in high school.
I would just like to mention, since when have we cared what the British do? Since 1776.
Well, you might want to care what they're doing over there
because they're going to give Harris and Biden ideas. As if they don't already have those ideas.
I don't want to even know what those ideas are.
So the policing minister, as they say, as he's said named, detailed new laws on Monday designed to prohibit ownership of an estimated 26,000 currently exempt collectible firearms across England and Wales unless they are registered and held by someone with a firearm certificate, whatever the fuck that is. Such grants cost $116 initially and $82 to renew every 5 years. Those who do not comply could face 5 years imprisonment in one of the Crown's jails. Oh, no, not the Crown's jails. Fucking Crown's jewels. Public safety is our top priority, and we cannot allow these dangerous firearms to fall into the wrong hands, said Malthouse. The UK has some of the toughest gun laws in the world. We will do everything in our power to make sure it stays that way. This classification will involve firearms that take one of 7 long obsolete 19th century ammunition types. One's protected under the Firearms Act of 68. And they have a 68 Firearms Act too. Held as an ornament or curiosity. The removed calibers now deemed worthy of restrictions are 320 British, also known as 320 revolver, CF, short or long, 41 Colt, 44 Smith & Wesson Russian, 442 revolver, also known as 44 Webley, 9.4 millimeter Dutch revolver, 10.6 German ordnance revolver, and 11 millimeter French ordnance revolver, the M1873 Army. So, these, holy shit, you don't want nobody having something like this.
The 44 Russian was the precursor to the 44 Special, which was what was formed into the 44 Magnum. So, you got that 2 degrees of separation there.
Halt, ye scallywag, and surrender thy purse.
Hey, this here's an American tank. If you want to go speak British, go find yourself a British tank.
The 11 millimeter French ordnance, I wonder how close that is to like a 45 ACP or something.
I think 45 is 11.3 or 11.4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, besides individual collectors, dealers, and antique brokers, the new law will also affect museums and the reference guns in the firearm-proof houses in London and Birmingham. This means fewer historic old guns will be on display, as the government anticipates that fully 60% of the museums affected by the new rules will transfer their guns. They are erasing firearms from their fucking culture. They are not only taking them out of the hands of citizens, they are erasing them from their culture. It's one of the things that we said, and we say here, with the media and all that kind of stuff, where they just don't want it. They don't want firearms in the media. They don't want guns and to be seen or talked about. Now they're talking about getting them out of museums also. What the fuck?
Yeah, that shit don't sound familiar or nothing.
Yeah. Those who do not elect to legally retain such guns are required to sell them before the regulations come into effect or surrender them to police so that our history of firearms can be fucking melted down. I added that. That wasn't written in here. It should have been, though. The plan is expected to cost $8.2 million to implement, with collectors and dealers absorbing most of that cost, because they're the ones that are going to have to cough up the money to keep them.
We have an expert on UK gun laws out there.
Yeah, I mean, Scatman Land is part of the United Kingdom, right?
Yeah,
Scatman Land.
Yeah,
sort of, kinda. I think so.
Kinda.
Yeah, sort of, kinda.
Kinda, sorta. Not really, maybe.
Yeah, but I'm sure the Scots are still a little sore about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He says UK gun laws are the worst. Well, the government claims such throwbacks are often used in a crime by gangs unable to lay their hands on more modern hardware. Those who specialize in vintage guns market scoff at the contention. Criminals are disassociated.
Right. I gotta call bullshit. How many criminals do you know would use a revolver that's over 100 years old?
I don't know. 20 pounds is 20 pounds.
I don't think any criminal in their right mind would use something that outdated. I'm sorry.
Don't you they in their right mind to begin with?
They did it in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
True story.
Yeah, but that's kind of been on documentary shaky grounds for a while.
Criminals are disassociated from the reality that other people matter, and it's their motivation and activity that should be the subject of policing, not the activity of bona fide collectors and shooters who have no criminal intent in their pursuit of their hobby. David Shears of Pembroke Fine Arms, an antique gun dealer, told media on the subject last year, "Antique guns are interesting. Both have both intrinsic and historical value, and there is no confirmed data of their significant use in crime in the UK." Just like we've said before, over here, there's history, there's sentimental value, there's family attachment to firearms. Defense Dad, did that, was doing that, guns that he would never sell, which I still need to do that video. Things have been kind of crazy. I had a bunch of work done at the house this week and couldn't get it done.
More vanities put up.
No, we had to have our one of our bathrooms ripped up because we had a leak in the seal in the toilet was leaking and I didn't know it. So yeah, it was a pain in the. Yeah, they had to rip up. I mean, it was a big fucking thing, big deal. So, he's saying antique guns are interesting. Both have intrinsic and historical value. Why? And this is obviously a rhetorical or a hypothetical or whatever, a rhetorical question. Why are we destroying our own history? Why do we want to? Why is the human race all of a sudden trying to wipe off the face of the earth the history of our cultures and our civilization? Why?
Because history is evil. History is bigoted, racist, homophobic, misogynist. History is just horrific. We have to wipe away the past so that we can make room for the future. And yes, I said all that shit with a straight face.
Yeah, I was just going to say they can't build hey, hold on. They can't build the future they want while people still know the history that we have, right? Exactly. I mean, is that,
Well, so I was just going to say, like, they've gotten in their head
so
they erase that stuff.
Yeah, it's horseshit.
I was like, somebody needs their belly rubbed.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the hell they're so pissed off about upstairs.
So one dog's getting more attention than the other.
Mm-hmm. I guess. Holy Christ, man. Let's see. What else we got here? There was another one here about Kenosha. Kenosha Attorney General makes bizarre charge against Kyle Rittenhouse's friend. So, somebody explain this one to me. The the crime of a straw purchase is its own crime, right? A straw purchase is the legal term for what he did, and that is illegal, and he could be charged as a straw purchase. But they're saying that Dominic Black of Kenosha, Wisconsin, has been charged by the Kenosha Attorney General with a non-existent crime for what appears to be a political purpose. The crime is supposedly giving a gun to a person under the age of 18, which results in death. Fortunately for Dominic Black, there are clear exceptions to the law. One of them is any person who is at least 16 years old, as they are not violating any 3 other laws, which none of which applies in this case. So I don't really get this. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Black purchased the rifle on May 1st, 2020. Kyle Rittenhouse will not reach 18 years old until January 3rd, 2020. So this is January 3rd coming up here. So why are they not just why are they not charging him with a straw purchase firearms violation or whatever? And they're trying to do other shit. I don't know if one of you guys would have any kind of insight to something like this.
Oh, a little. Here's the thing, though.
Sorry.
Is this guy that they are trying to charge a family member?
Not that we know of.
No, he's a friend.
Well, see, that's where it gets a bit hazy. If it would have been a brother, sister, mother, father, there wouldn't be an issue at all, because there's no law basically saying, depending on the state you're living in, at least here, saying that I cannot buy a gun for my son. He cannot have possession of that gun without an adult being there with him until he's 18. But
right,
ownership,
I can understand that.
Ownership of the gun itself. You know, I can give my son a gun at 5 years old. He can't legally have that gun on his body personally without supervision until he's 18.
Okay, so just for the hypothetical, which will parallel this situation, say your 5-year-old gets some inheritance from great grandma. He gets $500 and says, "Here, Dad, I want you to buy me a 1911." Technically, that would still be a straw purchase, since it's not you just, "Okay, son, I'm just going to give you a 1911. Here you go." It's the money transferred from the prohibited person to a non-prohibited person, and then for the express purposes of buying that prohibited person something
that's
they are
a straw
prohibited from
purchase.
having. Yes,
That's
which
a
is,
straw purchase.
as far as what I've been half-ass paying attention to for this, is what happened is that Kyle gave the money with the explicit purpose of buying him that firearm because Kyle was not old enough to get a Floyd card in the state of Illinois.
Well, it says here, too, another issue is whether Black violated federal law by purchasing a gun for someone else. It is legal to purchase a gun for another person if you lie about it. But the gun was never transferred to Kyle Rittenhouse because it was kept in Wisconsin at Black's residence. It was legal for Kyle to possess the rifle. He could have purchased the rifle from a private seller in Wisconsin. He was not allowed to purchase a rifle from a FFL until he reached 18. So
maybe that's why they're not hitting him with a straw purchase, and they're trying to cook up this other charge.
They can't make it. Maybe they can't make a straw purchase stick. Yeah, because he never actually took possession of it from an FFL.
Yeah.
Well, no, the straw purchase, the phrase "straw purchase" therefore negates the FFL.
Oh yeah.
That's the entire. Yeah. You're doing the end. You're doing that whole, stepping to the left and moving forward rather than moving straight. Of, loop word hard not working good.
So they're saying it was legal for Kyle to possess the rifle. He could have purchased it from a private seller. So
because he was 19, is the Floyd card 21? I'm assuming.
No, the kid bought it legally.
No. The Floyd card and the state of Illinois where Kyle was from.
He didn't get it in Illinois though.
No, but that, from what was being reported, or from what I remember from hasty headlines, this whole workaround was Kyle gave so-and-so the money because Kyle was not old enough to buy a Floyd card. So-and-so bought the gun with Kyle's money in Wisconsin. The gun was kept in Wisconsin. But isn't also this black, I don't want to say black character because that'll come out racist, this other guy, is he a Wisconsin resident or is he a...
He's a Wisconsin resident.
Okay.
Well, and Scotsman said exactly what I was kind of thinking was like, I had heard that Rittenhouse gave the dude money for it. So how is it not a straw purchase? I mean, unless I don't know, because unless this guy bought the gun and then after he bought it said, "Hey, Kyle, I bought an AR-15. Do you want to buy it?" Because then it wouldn't be necessarily a straw purchase because Rittenhouse wouldn't have known ahead of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like if I buy a gun and then say this, like if I buy a long gun in PA, I could sell it privately just like that. If I bought it and then sold it to somebody 18, that's totally legal. They didn't tell me to buy it. They didn't tell me
as long as it's within your state and that person is also from your state. Because once it gets into yes, if you bought a rifle in in PA and sold it to someone in PA, that's fine. But if you sell it to someone and they're from New Jersey, that's not okay because then since it crosses state lines, it falls under interstate commerce and it has to go through an FFL. Right.
And that's what Weston Probst out there. He said, couldn't the friend buy the gun, then Kyle buy the gun from the friend? Yes. Mm-hmm. If Scotsman is saying reports state that Kyle was on camera handing over cash, therefore a straw purchase.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on when he was giving him the cash, I guess. Yeah, I mean if he paid him for the gun before he bought the gun, how the fuck is that? That's a straw purchase. I mean, I don't know how he's going to get out of that. But if the kid bought the gun and then Kyle gave him the cash and they could say
it's an over state line, so whether that falls under that wouldn't be straw purchase, that'd be something else.
If he bought the gun and then afterwards said, "Hey, I just bought an AR-15. You know what? Do you want to buy it?" And they could prove that that's the timeline. Maybe they can't make the straw purchase stick because of that. I don't know.
So could there be any local city ordinances? Like, for example, here in Nebraska, you don't have to register a private sale unless you happen to be in my town as a city ordinance. Then you have to report it to the police department or you're committing a crime.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they have a look at or not.
Earthy's saying that I don't know.
The state can't use that charge without the go-ahead from the feds.
Let me look at this story here, see if what follows is speculation.
Wonderful little nooks and crannies and logic loopholes that there are in U.S. gun laws.
It says, why charge a teenager with a non-crime in a spectacularly political case? One obvious reason is to apply pressure against that person in order for them to cooperate in the prosecution of another person. It is common practice in plea deals. It assures that to be a favorite tactic of the left, as seen in several recent cases in the Russian collusion. Yeah, that horse shit. Prosecutors have accumulated enormous power over the last several decades. The Supreme Court granted prosecutors absolute immunity for their actions. More and more prosecutors are abusing their power, often for political reasons. A person may be completely innocent, yet suffer enormous punishment without ever being convicted of a crime. It appears to be happening in Kenosha. This is super weird to me, man. I suck with legalese. You know what I mean? it's just not something I'm good at. I'm not great at reading through stuff, and it just doesn't register sometimes. But I don't understand why the fuck they're going for this and not a straw purchase.
Because they're not
shows a
the
good
feds.
point. He shows a good point. Say, giving money to the person to buy you a gun because you can't pass the 4473 is a straw purchase. But that's federal law, not state. So state can't use that charge.
Oh.
That's the point.
Okay.
The state can't prosecute you for a federal law you broke.
I misread his statement there. Yeah, I see he says that. I misread that.
Now, if he was being charged in federal court, then they could use that defense.
Huh. Okay. I mean, that makes sense, I guess.
You see the point?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not complicated. So, some legalese is. I got you there. I understand where you're coming from 100%. But Earthy, he shows 100% the point here. So I just had to mention it because we were getting too caught up in the legalese of it and not in the literal sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. If that's true, that makes sense, I guess.
Okay, but if it's a federal crime and he's not being charged or tried in a federal court, then, or just in a state court, then why is this a thing?
Because they wanted to use him as a martyr. That's why.
You mean as leverage against Rittenhouse to say, hey,
yeah,
turn on this guy and we'll kind of look this other way for this time?
Yep.
Foyd is 21 or older unless your parents sign permission at 18, says Ozzy. Okay.
Yeah. What a mess. Boy, it's just not as straightforward as you'd think, huh?
Either way, it's all Joe Biden's fault.
It is, definitely.
Darn sniffer.
Hey.
Sons of bitches. Yeah. Wow.
You know what? I heard Joe Biden supports Carol Baskins.
Probably. He probably helped her bury the dude.
No. He was the one who said, you know what really will bring in them by the smell is the sardine oil.
Yeah. Dems seek to strengthen ATF. Keep check data. Duh, of course. Democrats in Congress, allied with every large anti-gun group in existence, have unveiled the ATF Improvement and Modernization Act. That sounds scary, doesn't it?
It sounds just vague enough to where you're not sure exactly what falls under it until they tell you what falls under it.
It sounds like they really wanted to call it the AIM Act.
Yeah.
Bye, Ellis.
Night, Ellis.
See you, buddy.
Later.
The proposal induced by...
Y'all take care.
Yep, thanks, buddy. The proposal introduced by U.S. Rep. Dan Bayer in the House of U.S. Senate, Chris Van Hollen, Maryland, Virginia. Go fucking figure. Under increased scrutiny, opens the books on firearms, trace data to anti-gun researchers, and increases funding to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. This common sense legislation puts forward sweeping changes that will help the ATF and our country tackle the gun violence epidemic with gun control groups such as Everytown. The 35 bills. assault weapons ban, universal background checks, handgun licensing, red flag laws. I think it says something about keeping, basically opening up the books to who owns what, to like a registry. Oh yeah, they're calling it the AIM Act budget.
I know.
Yeah.
Rotten some bitches.
There we
That's
go.
it. You should do a
was in
rotten
it.
some bitch of the week.
Rotten some bitch of the week, yeah. Calling it disturbing as it would eliminate the long-held Tyart amendment, which protects firearms tracing data, eliminates expense caps for the ATM, allows FFLs to have their licenses revoked or denied easier, targets the importation of shotguns as well as curios and relics. Yeah, because all these crazy shotguns coming from other parts of the world is
I thought
what's
Joe
doing
said we
it.
should have
And
shotguns.
perhaps most,
Yeah, but not
I don't know.
Turkey.
Not turkey. Yeah, I was going to say not Turkish ones. He don't even like turkey, and perhaps
Yeah,
most
dude, you put a
chilling
little spicy mustard on it.
would allow the ATF to maintain a national centralized firearm database, pronounced T-Heart. T-Heart. Okay, that sure as fuck doesn't look like T-Heart. It's TIAHRT. Looks like T-Heart.
Dead asshole.
That douche. It's pronounced. It's TIAHRT. Pronounced douche. In addition, the bill would allow federal regulators to keep NICS background checks data, which is currently mandated to be deleted 24 hours in the case of approved checks. Such a mandate on data retention has long been in place over concerns that Brady checks could lead to a national firearms registry. Duh. The AIM Act has been referred to the Senate Committee on the Judiciary, while the current session of Congress is set to expire in January. Is likely to see rapid reintroduction next year, so we'll probably see it at the beginning of next year. So that's a goddamn mess, all wrapped up in a fucking bullshit taco, isn't it?
You mean sandwich?
So it's a shit
An open-faced sandwich.
It's an open-faced sandwich.
It's open-faced shit fuck taco sandwich. Douche.
Sounds like a way to get splinters.
Yeah.
No, this is a damn mess, man. I mean, and you know what? This is the kind of stuff that bits and pieces of this can be attached to other stuff, or stuff can be attached to this, and it can get pushed through. Like, universal background checks, no big deal. Handgun licensing, no big deal. Well, yeah, you should be checked for that. Red flag laws, we don't want anybody getting hurt, and then a registry. Registration leads to confiscation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Open sandwich allows for more shit, right? There you go. Smeggy says, I have many gun questions tonight. My buddy has a friend who doesn't know anything about guns, but just inherited a bunch, wants to sell them to my buddy. Oh, boy. It sounds like, Smeggy, you got a link. You can hop in here, buddy.
You did.
And talk about this.
They're poison.
He's
if he
the brown
sends them
ass.
to me, I'll dispose of them properly.
Oh, snap. There he is.
Yeah.
Yes, if you just give them to us, and we will figure it all out.
He's got to mute himself in order to speak, of course, though.
Well, no, he's got to get the dogs to show him how.
Right,
Shit,
that's true.
lagging a little bit. Do I sound better now?
And
What's
I'll
going
say
on, buddy?
something.
Oh, shit.
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, here's the most important thing about that question. My buddy has a friend who doesn't know anything about guns, but just inherited a bunch. So the guy that doesn't know anything about guns and just inherited a bunch, tell him, for God's sakes, do not go and sell them to like Bass Pro Shop or Gander Mountain or something. Don't walk in there and be like, "What do you give me for this?" and take $500 for $5,000 worth of guns.
Right.
That shit happens all too often, man. People don't know what to do with the gun, And they walk into a pawn shop. Not that you can't make out good in a pawn shop sale or something. But like,
don't take it to the guys
I've,
in pawn stars.
Yeah, I've witnessed people bringing in really nice firearms to like Gander Mountain and getting 30% of what they should have. Yeah, getting 30% of new or something.
Well, taking them to to like a regular brick and mortar gun shop, unless you're going to trade it in on something, you're going to get. I want to say hose, but it's going to be your probably like last resort. Other than, oh yeah, Phil over here's got a record, but he's got crisp $100 bills.
That happened at the gun shop I go to. The guy was asking about selling a rifle to him, and they flat out told him, "We're not going to be able to give you hardly anything for this." And he goes, "Well, what do you think?" And he said, "Well, I can look it up, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be much." And the guy kept pushing, wanted to know what he could sell the rifle for, even though they told him you're not going to get hardly anything.
I'll tell you what, thinking about it, probably a great first step would be to take it to a gunsmith, somebody that owns a gun stop, a guns, brick and mortar that has a gunsmith, or they work on guns. Take them in there, ask him how much it would be for them to go over the guns, just a quick look over the guns real quick, and make sure they all look serviceable. And then say, what would you give me for these if I would sell them to you? No guarantees, but I think it would be good if he doesn't know anything about guns it probably would be a good faith thing before he sold them to anybody, to have them checked out. And that would kind of kill two birds with one stone. Maybe go in and be like, hey, take a look at these, make sure that they look like, they're in, look and make sure they're safe. And what would you give me on each one of them? And then take that, and you don't have to sell them to them, but at least you have an idea. Like, if they say, "Oh, you got a shotgun here, we'll give you $100 for it," and somebody else offers you 150, at least you're doing better than you would have.
Or what about if he's got a good LGA? Cost their LGS, and they'll maybe do a total consignment for him.
You broke up there. I didn't understand you.
What if he's got a good gun store, and what if locally and they'll do consignment for him?
Mm-hmm. Is it him or me?
I heard he said, what if he has a halfway decent?
It's everybody. Gun? It must be me. And you guys are all roboting like son of a bitch. Hold on.
Okay, then stop talking and let us talk to ourselves.
Monte Cristo sandwiches are not soup. Uh-oh. Huh?
They're dropping like flies.
Might have been someone on mobile dropping the other mobile.
They're back.
Is he chasing the same little twig? Look at those eyes.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
It's like, hey, I don't want to pet. I just want the stick.
Yeah, he thinks I'm trying to steal it from him. So tonight we are playing with this, which is twice as big as what he normally plays with. Oh, you want that? But anyways, okay, so to explain the situation probably a little bit easier. Basically, yeah, the dude inherited a bunch of guns, doesn't know anything about guns, / maybe slightly anti-gun. I don't know. I've never met the guy, but he's a good friend of my buddy. I guess they worked together a long time. So he's considering if he were to sell them, selling them to my buddy. So that would be cool. But because he doesn't really know what he has, he was trying to explain to my friend, oh, I have this and I have that. And so one of the things that I'm trying to figure out what exactly it is, he keeps calling it a sawed-off shotgun. And my buddy's like, I doubt your grandpa had an NFA item, or was a felon or whatever, right?
Who knows?
I don't think it's possible.
You never know.
But
Grandpa's got a lot of crazy shit laying around.
Right, but my buddy seems to think it's some type of mare's leg type thing, one of those firearms.
Mm-hmm.
So we were looking at Michigan law, and apparently all of those guns in Michigan are considered handguns. They're still legal, but because Michigan has a handgun registry, you'd basically have to register it as if it was a handgun.
Yeah.
So my buddy's interested in that one, and then this other one, which is what I'm hoping some of you guys may have some advice for me because I don't really know. Is he thinks he has a German Luger that was a war bringback.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
but he also
poison. He should send it to me, and I can get rid of it.
Well, and that's the thing. So the buddy says he thinks it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so I'm telling my buddy, like, you should get that thing because this dude's saying he thinks it doesn't work. He doesn't really know anything. So it could just be like take it apart and clean it and it works fine. Or
even if his Luger.
It could just be some dirty parts in it. You know, it could be
maybe
just
it doesn't have
some parts.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't have a firing pin under or something simple like that. Like they took the firing pin out to be safe with it for some reason during transport, and maybe it never got put back in. You know, who knows?
Just offer him a reasonable price for a World War II gun and be done with it. You know,
right? So that's where I'm interested. What would you offer? Let's pretend it definitely is actually broken, no matter how easy it is to fix, like whatever. Because here's the other thing. I told my buddy, I'm like, tell him it's only worth $5 and get it. He's like, dude, I don't want to screw over my friend. Like he actually does like this person.
Yeah.
And I say that jokingly because I wouldn't do that. Either a stranger off the street, I wouldn't be like, oh, only $5. Like I know it's worth more than that. But just for a piece of history, like what would you guys pay for something like that?
How beat up is it one?
I don't know. Let's say mostly good. Maybe a little surface rust here and there.
If it's got some rust, I've seen rusty Lugers go anywhere between from $800 to $1,200.
I was gonna say that the price difference in that could be any. I mean, dude, depending on
what I saw looking it up was
it really depends on the condition of the gun. You know, whether it works or not. It also depends on, the serial number / the year the gun was manufactured.
That gun could be worth anywhere from $300 to $3,000. Who the hell knows, man?
Depending on who made it, whether it's an original German Empire proof mark or whether it's got the Nazi proof marks.
Okay, I'm assuming the Nazi ones would be worth more just because of the history.
No, they made less of them.
Yeah, the actual Kaiser era ones would be worth a little bit more simply because they're older and because there is no longer a German Empire.
Yeah.
Scott's been saying Lugers can go anywhere from 500 to multiple thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw the range. I saw some for like 500 or so, and I saw some 5,000, 6,000. Now, I'm assuming those higher ones had a special, like you were talking about probably, right? It's got just the right serial number or it's in awesome condition or whatever. But if I get more info, I will definitely reach out and try and get, do some more research on it. Because right now I'm hearing a secondhand story from a guy who doesn't really know what he's talking about.
Night Moo.
Later, Moo.
There's a lot of crazy, I don't want to say attachments and stuff, but like some Lugers had like shoulder stocks. Some of they had like I've seen them with
mag, which would be worth almost as much as a gun.
I've seen them with the original holster, and the holsters had an extra mag, like they had a mag pouch on them and stuff. Like there's all sorts of crazy shit. Like I've seen Lugers go for thousands of dollars that had original stuff like that. Now he didn't mention that, so it probably doesn't. But I mean,
who the hell knows? Could just simply be that doesn't know what goes to what. And Smeggy Scotsman out in the chat is saying if you get pics, let him know. He'll help you kind of sort it out.
All right, definitely, I would appreciate that.
Another thing is make sure all the numbers match, because the Germans were real meticulous for some reason about saving the serial number on everything. So, I mean, I think even down to the firing pin.
And the magazine.
Will have the serial number. And the magazine.
Yeah, there was. I forget how many serial numbers are on a Luger. I heard it once.
Every part.
Just about.
Yeah, it's great.
And part of that is kind of rumored of their manufacturing specs is that they made some really high quality stuff, but they didn't like make it that interchangeable. So if something didn't fit, they'd, file off something for that particular gun. So that's why they were all serial numbered of, this part of the toggle lock might have been a little too tight in all the other guns, but it fit in this one, or vice versa. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they were like that with with rifles and everything.
Well, and I would question.
I know my Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just question too if he doesn't know much about guns.
Go ahead, whoever that was. I'm not sure who that was.
Am I coming through?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, Midnight might be lagging.
Midnight's having problems.
All I was saying is what makes him think it's not working, because if he doesn't know about guns at that Luger, it doesn't go into battery like a traditional firearm. So maybe he doesn't even know how to operate it.
Or it's something where, Grandpa took it apart and might have got one piece backwards or that, because I don't know if I said this before, but Grim 90, that's kind of how he ended up with his Luger was, Grandma came into the pawn shop and said, well, my husband passed away, I don't want it, and it doesn't work, and they bought it off her, and he just took it apart and put it back together, and it was just one little piece that was either not in all the way or was missing and worked just fine.
Yeah. I just saw 3 of them at a local gun show that I went to. They were various conditions, but they were wanting anywhere between $1,200 and $1,800 for the 3 of them, depending on the. I mean, they. I wanted one, but out of my budget.
I remember in the before 4 times when the one time I went to Wanamaker and this guy had literal crates of Lugers. They were, you couldn't really touch anything that wasn't like missing parts or gunsmith special for under $1,000.
Yeah.
But then he was also only selling a couple of the Lugers by the crate. So, if you got $50,000.
Right.
Because they were all consecutive serial numbered.
Oh, well, let me just run to the ATM real quick then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Smeggy, if you wait until like a Friday when they refresh it, you might be better off.
And then, okay, so that's that. I'll get more info hopefully soon, and we'll do more research, figure that out. The other thing, and this I don't know anything about, but apparently the dude had quite a few black powder rifles, and they seem like they're very, very old. So it's probably they were old when the grandpa got them. I think that'd be kind of cool to have one, just because I've always wanted to mess around with black powder, but I don't know anything about them. What?
I don't know, apart from just looking everything over and making sure it's not rusted out or bad, like in the bore or under the handguard.
Right, because you have to worry because the stuff could be corrosive, right? So
it's not corrosive per se. It's just that the residue is hygroscopic, so it will draw moisture in the air onto the metal itself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Potato.
Yeah, I just knew you had to watch out for that. Like when you shoot black powder, you have to clean it really good after you're done. Kind of like after you shoot corrosive ammo, you have to clean, your AK real good. So I was close.
Yeah.
I don't know. Black powders are just, they're just cool to shoot. They're a bit of a pain in the ass to load and a real pain in the ass to clean. But while you're shooting them, you're having fun.
Was there anything else? Anything else you knew out of the group? You said a Luger and maybe a sawed-off, which is probably not a sawed-off, or if it is a sawed-off, maybe it's still legal.
Yeah, like I said, my buddy seems to think it's some kind of mare's leg, because like once he was explaining, it's like, oh, it's the like the buttstock is weird and kind of curves down, and it's kind of like a handle. So again, this is someone not really knowing the right terms, trying to explain it. And my buddy, he likes guns, but he also is not a super expert. He's got like a handful or whatever. But That's what he thinks the guy was trying to explain. And I'm like, if that's the case, then yeah, it's probably legal. It's probably fine.
Could it just be?
But he obviously wants to
regular
double
shotgun
check
with
that
birds
before
decoration?
actually buying it.
Could just be like one of those, what did Mossberg call them? The Persuaders or whatever, where it's still like an 18.5-inch barrel, but just has the regular pistol grip on it.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Or it could be one of those things where it's one of those super rare Ithaca auto burglars where it's got kind of a real funky pistol grip to them. And that might have been an ATF item, or that might have fallen under CNR.
Yeah, I'd like to get some pictures of that one as well, just to try and figure out exactly what it is. Because, again, the other thing is the dude thinks that it's kind of older too, and I'm like, I don't like the Shockwave hasn't been around that long, so. And the thing is, it may even be a rifle. He keeps calling it a shotgun, but it might not be. So, unfortunately, I have limited information. But it could be illegal, you know. Like it's, I had, I don't know, it was like a family friend or whatever that kind of adopted their grandpa, and when he passed away, the grandmother ended up actually giving my dad his shotgun, like to end up giving to me, and it was cut down at home, like you could tell because the end was like had burrs on it and everything. And I was like, Dad,
right.
you may have just become a felon by accepting this. Let's measure it up. And it was like 1/4 of an inch long enough. And I'm like, well, I guess he knew what he was doing. Or maybe it was just dumb luck, but this is legal. By the skin of your teeth, it's legal.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that and measure it from the wrong spot too, and end up cutting too much off. I've heard stories about that too.
Making it to where it's just like 18 inches dead nuts on, and then it's one of those. I don't know. If you ever do something like that, leave it that 1/4 inch or that 1/2 inch long. That way there's absolutely no hemming and hawing around that. Well, this measures 17 15/16.
Yeah. Because let me double check now that I'm saying this out loud, because maybe I made that whole thing up. It doesn't even exist, in case the ATF's listening. But I believe the correct way to measure that is basically close the breech and then drop like a dowel down it and then measure, like mark that spot and then pull it out and measure it, right?
Yep,
like that's the length that is.
That's what the ATF regs specify for measuring.
Okay, that's how I did it. So then it's long enough. Okay, it exists. Just in case you guys told me, no, you're supposed to measure from the front part of this thing.
Yeah, because
then it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I made it up. Don't come to my house.
Look, it's not hard to find his house. Just look for the place where there was a hole where $30 of brass was sitting.
Oh, true. Oh.
Hey, I didn't give them exact locations. It's the same way as I say.
No, I'm just saying.
You go down Main Street, you take a left at where the liquor store used to be, down to where Lowell Halverson's chicken coop was.
Just look out for the fallen trees in the tractor.
Yeah. But it's the green tractor that was red at one time.
It was at one
Yes.
one time.
And where the tree used to be, but they took the stump out. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they put like a rock pile there, I think, or maybe it's like a well. I don't remember really, but look, just follow your nose. You can't go wrong.
Right.
Yeah, I got a place in northern Michigan. I know up north directions when I hear them.
If you go to the lake, you've gone too far.
Yeah, we always used to give directions based off. There was this ice cream shop, and it was funny because you're driving along the highway, and like you're in the middle of nowhere. It's literally all trees, boom. It's not a city. It's not anything. Just bloop. There's a little lot with an ice cream spot, and then ours is the second street. You turn left after you go past the ice cream thing.
Was it at least good ice cream?
Yeah, it actually was pretty good.
Okay.
In fact, one time when I was a little kid, I got some scoops and a cone, and we were walking out to the car, and they didn't like push the ice cream down into the cone. It was like kind of just sitting on top. So the first lick, the whole thing tipped over. And so we went back inside to buy another one, and the lady just gave it to us for free because she's like, "Oh, that's my bad. Here you go." And I just remember as a little kid thinking like, "Wow, that was so super nice of her," because my dad was willing to just buy another ice cream cone because like I messed it up, and the fact that she admitted like, "Well, we probably should have pushed it into the cones. I had something to hold on to." Like, I don't know. It's weird things you remember from being like 8 years old, but that always stuck out to me. Like that place was cool because of that.
And that it's a landmark.
Exactly.
Like the only landmark.
From there, you just stay on the blacktop because there's a bunch of like T's and curves that have streets coming off the edge of the curve, but all of those side chutes are all dirt road. So you just stay on the blacktop part. And then when you get between the two big curves, then that's our house is in between there. But now you have to say between what used to be the two big curves, because they turned one of the curves into a 4-way stop, and then kind of stay on the blacktop except for the first turn because they paved off to the left. So you don't want to go that way. So look, my directions are getting worse and worse now.
Look, Mr. ATF man, it's very simple. You just get up in the helicopter, you use your thermal, and wherever the coldest spot is on that particular lake is where Smegs is at.
Yeah,
or the hottest. I'm not exactly sure how if the coldness inside the shack would leak out or if the heat generated from the AC unit would mask that.
Well, then you would look for the hottest spot, huh? They're probably going to come raid me thinking I'm a grow house because all the lights or something.
I looked it up. Armament and Axis says a break action shotgun gets measured from the back of the barrel, a pump or auto gets measured from the front of the receiver. I looked it up, and the ATF doesn't specify. They just said they talk about dropping a
breech face.
They talk about making sure that the chamber is closed and dropping a rod down the barrel, and you measure it like that. You mark it and measure it. So they don't make
exactly what I did.
Yeah, they don't make a distinction on the type of shotgun. It's just supposed to be closed and measured, to the front of the bolt or whatever.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? They're saying it's the barrel length, and basically the barrel would start at the beginning of that.
Unless it's a revolver.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I did it the way the ATF suggested, and I think I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm thinking about it, technically that kind of includes part of the chamber. Then would all be part of the barrel, and they could they could be dicks and say, well, it starts at the end of the round, and
then you just quote for them line and verse and paragraph of it because government employees with law enforcement and guns love it when people quote line and verse to them, and tell them that your tax money pays their salary. They really love it when you do that.
Yeah, that helps too.
But I mean, we all know they're not very good at following the letter of the law, because otherwise bump stocks never would have been reclassified.
Finance, are we trying to get him into federal prison, or are we trying to keep him out?
I mean, the thing doesn't exist, so it doesn't matter. I made the whole thing up.
Federal prison does exist. It's a bunch of shipping containers they buried out in the Arizona desert.
I thought that was just a bunch of shipping containers they put on a cargo container ship and just anchored it outside of Alaska.
No. You're thinking Civil War.
Oh, right.
Once again, this left turn of a right turn of a complete 180 has been brought to you by the cool and refreshing taste of Diet Beef Soda Zero, now with more tallow.
Why would you want tallow?
It makes your tongue silky smooth.
Silky smooth.
How do you think I've been able to shovel this shit for so many years?
I have no idea.
Even my dog wasn't impressed with that one.
Nope.
Your dog is only impressed by whatever you have in your hand that you might or might not throw.
True.
It's true.
Is there anything else? Is there any other tidbits from that, Smeggy, that you know anything about? Any other guns that they told you about?
Oh, It's possible he may have an M1 Garand also.
Ooh,
nice. Ooh. Definitely look at the serial numbers on all that.
Yeah.
Is that also very wildly?
Oh my god!
Yes, it does because depending on the serial number, your rifle the rifle in question could have been made in 1938 or in 1955.
Yeah, and sometimes the barrels will be stamped and that. And well, here's the thing: if it is a pre-war or war production and all the serial numbers match, like it was never sent back to the arsenal and rebarreled or refurbished in that, then it'll be worth a fair amount more than one that's been through the ringer.
Yep.
And what kind of range are we looking on that one? Like, let's say it's perfect. It's like awesome. Like, what's the high end?
Oh shit! Yes, I do have it here. Hold on a second. I got a book.
Fine, quit monkeying around and give us the answer.
Well, hold on. I'm not like Moo. I got to remember which way is up on this booklet.
You get $12,000.
I'm just going off what I've seen at gun shows.
And open the book.
I've just going off what I've seen at gun shows in my area. And when I picked up my Grand, the cheapest you could get for a fairly clapped out one that still functioned was about $650, $700. If some of the, not any of the sniper variants like the C's or the D's, those got kind of somewhere around $1,800 or so. So it can definitely vary greatly. Come on, give me serial number range.
It's not just how old they are or whatever, too. It's who they were made by. There was all sorts of crazy companies making guns back then during the war. You can get one
and then there's only there's a couple of contractors that only did post-war stuff too.
Yeah,
like mine's H&R, and they only did post-war.
Yeah, mine's an original Springfield Armory. Oh my.
Yeah, but I've had mine for like 10 years longer than you have yours. So
I know. I just got mine through the CMP. Don't hate.
I'm not hating. I got mine off the same guy who had nothing but Grands for the third or fourth
because
gun show I went to.
He probably bought a ton of them from the CMP and held on to them for a few years.
Okay, so yeah. Records of M1 deliveries for the World War II. World War II and before. Springfield Armory, first year production, or from 34 to 35, they made 80. Just 80. And like 2,800. In 1944 alone, they did 1.15 million Grands. Winchester Armory. Yeah, Winchester only made them from 1941 to 45.
What year is yours?
Mine's like a 54, I think, because it's an H&R.
Yeah, mine's a January of 44.
Post World War II would be Springfield Armory, International Harvester, and Harrington and Richardson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, did like Singer and Westinghouse and stuff make them like they did 1911s or no?
No. Singer just did the 1911s, and Westinghouse, I think, might have made like carbines.
International Harvester, they made a lot of trucks and tractors. They made them.
Yeah. International Harvester did post-war from 53 to 56. Approximate serial number range and nomenclature. I don't know, Smeggy, if you can find a copy of this to just thumb through, it should give you all the serial numbers, dates, and ranges.
Okay.
It's by Scott A. Duff. A.DUFF as in the beer.
All right. Well, I will definitely be asking my friend to ask for pictures and serial numbers of the cool stuff.
Yeah, Springfield Armory, Winchester, Springfield.
How close do you live to him?
How
close do you live to him, Smeggy?
I live across the country.
That sucks.
I don't have any friends out here. I left all of them at home.
So if the serial number starts with an X and it's between 2,655,982 and X2,656,148. It was a experiment, or it was assigned to Rock Island Arsenal for the serial number ranges.
No, you know what would be a super cool live stream? Would be to go out there, if you have some vacation time or something, go out there, start a live stream, and then just start looking through that shit. And have, different people can be looking up serial numbers for you and make it like a team effort. That would be fucking fun as hell to watch, man, and start seeing what they're worth.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how realistic that is unless I could get my buddy to jump on. He could be the man on this. Since he's the one considering buying the stuff, I'm just trying to help him out because I know a little bit more than he does. Oh, yeah. And you guys know more than I do. So it's a chain of ignorance here. We're trying to go from dude who knows nothing to a little bit more to then you guys and the entire world that knows a hell of a lot more. So
then a couple idiots with books who can barely read.
That works. It's better than Night Strike. That's why he was picking on you for flipping through the book, is he's jealous because he can't read.
Well, I thought he was just jealous because I have more toilet paper.
No on both counts.
No on both counts?
Nope.
Not even the technical manuals?
No, he can't read or has toilet paper.
Well, he tried using a book for toilet paper once, but he got a paper cut, and that would ruin anybody's day.
I can read, but unfortunately, like Smeggy, I can't just throw that stick for that dog.
Yeah. Or rub its belly or scratch its ears.
Yeah.
Even though it's like more interested in the stick. Every time you try and scratch its ears, it's like, hey, no, stick. I want stick.
Exactly. Once we get inside, he'll be like laying on my legs, curled up in my arm. Like he thinks he's a lap dog. This big ass dog thinks that he's a little tiny dog. But outside, his brain changes. And we're running out of little sticks. We're going to have to go on another finding mission. Oh, let's see. This will work. The other one's being lazy. I got a husky, but he didn't want to come out.
Dude, is he crazy? Some huskies are fucking nuts.
He can be, but he's actually, so I used to have a couple back when I was with my ex, and he's nothing like them. Like they ran around all day, every day. Mm-hmm. He has his moments, but he's pretty darn chill for a husky.
Yeah.
He must be one of those lazy huskies.
Well, we're pretty sure he was a street dog. I mean, we picked him up as a rescue. He was found on the street, but I don't think he ever lived with anybody. So he's just pretty happy to have a house. So he's also a big fluff ball of snuggles.
Yeah.
That's great. And this little piece of leaf, this will work.
Little something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just got to roll it up a little bit so it's easier to throw.
Roll it up, crush it. What? Oh, wrong leaf. Fanstat, who in the right mind eats a hot dog from the middle?
Yeah, that's weird. I bet you $5 that Fanstat eats a hot dog like a snake. He just opens his mouth and straight down.
Well, that's one of the benefits of not being born with a gag reflex.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think he's thinking about being a snake when he does that.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking about being something else.
I need to meet me a girl that can do that.
Hey, Mom, look what I can do.
You just say it's a hot dog, even though it's only a cocktail weenie.
Look, Mom, no hands.
Mm-hmm. Burberry tomboy, man.
Yeah, markings.
All right. I'm looking up, see if there's any more articles or anything to talk about. I wish you knew. I wish you knew more about the stuff. It'd be fun as hell to look shit up.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, I will try to get some more info.
I mean, it could, if you want to look something up, a good website to go check up on the Garand is U.S. Rifle Cal 30 M1.com.
All one word?
All one word. They've got literally everything you could want as far as information. Like if you want to know what year, what month your Garand was made in, right there. They can tell you. If you want to bring your rifle back to, period specific, they tell you what parts you can replace. It's ridiculous. Very good information.
Who the heck is Jonathan Berg?
I think that's Guns Barbecue.
Because I right-clicked to open and hit T, but apparently it opened up new tab and then the list for talking times.
Yeah, I was a loser and had to actually call in instead of using the normal way.
Wait, so our call-in number actually works?
Yep.
Well, he's here, is he not?
Well, yeah, it's just yeah.
I will give Night Strike credit on this one.
Nice.
Boo. No credit for Night Strike.
Hey, now, he turned his work in on time. He gets credit for it.
God, that's what's wrong with this society. Participation ribbons for everybody.
No, I said he
He
gets full credit. He's not getting full credit just because he turned it in on time. He gets full credit of whatever his final score was. You got to listen to what I'm thinking, not what I'm saying. And yes, that's a scary thought for both of us.
I think what it is Smeggy is jealous that I have an M1 and he doesn't right now.
I mean, M1s are California legal.
It's M1 jealousy. That's what it is. Isn't that right, Smeggy?
He might be. Hell, you don't know. He might be getting an M1 and a fucking Luger for like $25. You don't know that.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, my buddy might be getting those.
Yeah.
But everything
you just
in his
talk your buddy.
Yeah, everything in
remember
his.
the thing about straw purchases, Smeggy. No.
That's what I'm saying.
How about if I tell your buddy, hey, sell me I'll trade you this new Xbox Series X for all your guns. Would you do it?
No.
Basically, when I go back to Michigan and then we go up north for Shootapalooza, everything in his collection is my collection also. So anything he gets, I get to shoot.
Cool.
So that's how we've kind of diversified the collection, where stuff that I have he doesn't, and stuff that he has I don't have, and so together we both have a pretty decent, well-rounded. Like, I don't own any revolvers, but he's got one, so it's like if I want to get the revolver fix, I can just shoot his. But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of them, so I've just never gotten around to buying one.
Yeah. Communist.
I don't see what's so cool about them. Like, I like semi-autos better, especially like full size. I just like having a full grip and it feels better in my hand.
To shoot guns how God intended, semi-automatic.
No, if God had intended you to
From the
shoot
Czech
guns, we can
Republic.
go pew pew with your fingers. It would actually have effect.
You know who else like semi-autos better? The Germans, thus the Luger.
And the Russians.
I'm not saying there's a correlation there or anything, but Nazis and
Well, I mean,
it's not like
one of the most commercially successful semi-auto designs was by our Lord and Savior John Moses Browning.
It's true.
Yeah, you act like we were fighting Nazis with revolvers. We had semi-autos by then.
Well, we were fighting the proto-Nazis with semi-autos before then.
Oh, exactly. So, you guys like guns? I do.
I like guns.
They're okay.
Yep.
I like guns half the time.
What are guns?
I think they're the things that are on your arms that go bulgy when you make a muscle.
The thingies on your logo?
The logo's on the thingy? Wiener tattoo.
Those of you with kids, you're getting yelled at by your kids when they found out you bought a new gun.
No.
Midnight, stop spreading lies in the chat. I see that.
First of all, it is not a weenie tattoo. It's called a crotch tattoo or crotch tattoo.
And you're both wrong. It's neither
The crotch
of those
tattoo
things.
isn't called a crotch tattoo?
No, Night Strike has neither of those.
It's got a Willie stamp.
I have one tattoo. That's
No
it.
snaking stamp?
No.
You see, that's where you
One
go. He
tattoo and a
shaved
Prince
everything and he made it into the Gadsden, and the flag is his,
No,
a snake.
it's not any. It's pre-Night Strike with guns.
The small flag.
It says shall not be infringed.
It's a tramp.
No, that's the next one. That's the next one.
Oh, okay. The next.
Mm-hmm.
You're only getting shall.
No, he's got a tramp stamp.
No. He is not a tramp. He's an escort.
Oh,
He's
it's a tattoo.
Oh,
Color stamp?
It's a tramp stamp. Let's have a grand time.
You see,
if this is how this is gonna be, I'm just gonna take my ball and go home because I can't be with serious people anymore. That's just it.
Wait,
So
there's
see,
serious people around here?
Yeah, that's the point.
Probably says Jan.
So Night Strike just has shall not be infringed on the side of his thing, but on the side of mine, I have a well-regulated militia being necessary to secure a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
That's a lot.
Hey,
So you're saying
too
that your
long for
sack's
me.
already down to your knees?
That's what he's saying. Yes.
Well, I was kind of saying I had a big dick, but you know.
Yeah,
Well, when it
you
gets
told
erect,
the
that's
guy,
when
hey, I'd
you
like
read
this
it all.
tattooed, but he just, you passed out, and the guy said, it's easier just to do like the silly putty thing on the sack. So there you go.
Oh, so then when it's cold outside, it just says shall be infringed.
No, it says right
Like,
may
damn it.
be with the.
No, it says Smeggy loves infringements. That's what it says.
Well, he likes the fringes, especially on dresses.
There's no fringes.
No fringes.
It says singed. It says singed.
Ouch.
All you see is the S from the shall and the inged from the infringed.
All right. Well,
It's some random Japanese character. I had a funny one today. It's a funny story. Me and the little dude were gonna run over to Lowe's real quick, and and it just started to rain before we left the house, and now put his little jacket on, put his hood up, and we left to go, went outside, and I shut the door, and we were going down the steps, and I was like, all right. Well, let's run real quick to the car. Okay. He's like, all right. So I started like jogging and he started, jogging beside me, and he runs to my wife's car instead of my truck. And I turned around and I was like, what are you doing over there? Get over here. Get the heck over here. So he starts running over to my truck and I look at him and the damn kid's only got one shoe on. He's running with one sneaker on and one sock on. And I was like, what are you doing? Why do you only have one shoe on? Where's your freaking shoe? And he's like, I don't know. And I look over and it must have fell off when he was going down the steps. And he never said anything. And so this soggy foot kid to put him in the truck and put another sock on him. Run in and grab another sock and put another sock on him. But he was just coming running full blast at me with one sock on and one shoe on. And I was like, were you going to tell me or are you just going to? It was so funny. Where the hell's your sock? Where the hell's your other shoe?
Left it at Lowe's.
It happened in a parking lot of a Safeway with my son, and some guy yells at me, way to go, Dad.
Shut up, asshole.
Thanks, llama.
How's stuff at work, Foss? Is it getting weird again?
Not yet. It's better. We're getting more of the stuff that we order. It's still not. Their fulfillment level is isn't up to where it's supposed to be yet. But my boss, we had a meeting the other day, and he said, "Well, we're just trying to get through this holiday season this year."
Yeah.
So it's better. We got stuff to sell, but we'll see how it goes.
Are you guys wiped out of paper towels and toilet paper?
No, we still have trouble getting our normal stuff, so we're having to order stuff we don't normally carry. But we're able to get something.
We the grocery stores that I go to, the two around me, I stop at either one. It was funny because the other day on a chat, somebody said, "Oh my God, toilet paper's on a run again. Places they're only letting you have one." And I was like, "What? That's crazy." I was just at the store the other day and it was like stocked full, like literally like the day before somebody said this in a chat. And the next day I went, no paper towels. And like 75% of the toilet paper was gone. It was all gone. All the normal shit was gone. It was just like the 4-packs and like the
single rolls,
the natural weird, high, real expensive stuff was left. And I was like, holy shit, that all happened in like a day and a half.
Yeah,
crazy.
I couldn't believe it.
Now, is it because stuff was actually happening, or because people were looking back and say, "Oh, so and so said there's run on toilet paper. I need to," like kind of starting their own panic?
Well, I don't know, because I feel like if there wasn't some kind of shortage in supply, they wouldn't have run out that fast. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like the day that I was there, everything that they had out was all they had. Like there was none in the back, there wasn't any in stock, in back stock. And, all of a sudden, maybe somebody said something. I don't know. I didn't hear about it other than on a chat. Like somebody mentioned it. So I was like, God damn, that's super weird that like that, both those grocery stores that I go to, people went in and bought them out and, bought it out. And they had signs up that says, "Oh, you're only allowed to have 1 pack or something like that, or 2 packs. It really kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I was like, son of a bitch, man. Like, what the hell happened in the last day and a half? Who said what? Exactly like you're saying, like who said something, but I don't know. Now, I wanted to ask you, I forgot. I wanted to ask you if you guys, Foss, I wanted to ask you if you guys had heard anything or why all of a sudden there was a run,
No, we haven't really seen it. The only last week we were really low, but that was just a problem. They didn't ship our order, so we missed one of our orders for the week, and that was the only reason we were low. It's still selling pretty quickly, but we're able to restock every order. So I don't know if it's a regional thing.
I had kind of stocked back up over the last like month again. I have always kept like, a decent amount. Just, I don't know. It's just something that I've always kept a decent amount of. But over the past like month or so, I stocked back up again. I thought, you know what? The store's full. They're running sales on it. You know what I mean? They're having, good pricing on it again. It's not like it's expensive and you can get whatever you want. And I'm like, I'll just stock back up. And I'm glad I did because, I don't know. It's just weird. Like it just kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, they said they were going to get a second wave of the COVID virus. So some people are saying, start getting prepared again and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried. About work. Apparently Philadelphia is thinking about doing takeout only again next week. I don't know. I guess we're going to hear this week whether they're going to do it or not. That's going to be a fucking mess again. If that waves over the whole state again, that just killed us, man.
They haven't gone far here, but they're making here in Lincoln. They're making people shut like bars and restaurants both have to shut down at 10 p.m. now.
Yeah, we're doing that too. Yeah,
our governor
we're not allowed to have
announced new restrictions today, but I haven't gone and looked to see what they were.
Yeah, for
The
us
rumor
down
going
here,
around
man,
up here
they just opened a flea market, and people are slowly going in. And now it's packed, and the restaurants have been almost as packed as they shouldn't be, but they're getting a lot more people. And some of the city are trying to get the restaurants that are not follow the rules, to follow them and stuff. Because like I'm going down the expressway, and all of a sudden I see, all these restaurants are packed and stuff, and I'm like, dang, I guess I wonder if they're following the rules or whatever. I guess not, because it's like people are all over the place.
We're still at 50% capacity, and on Friday and Saturday we're pretty full. I mean, we like Saturday we filled up. We didn't have any more tables. We had people on a wait. Now, if they go back down to yellow or whatever the hell they were before, it'll go down to 25%. And a restaurant can, if you can do 25% through the week, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? You could probably make do, depending on what your rent is and whatnot, but if you can, because we're not full, we never fill up during the week. We just don't. Not the way it is right now. We used to. Yeah, we used to do well during the weeks, but right now it sucks. But if we could do 25% every night, fine. But that's not going to happen. It'll, we'll be doing just a sporadic number of people during the week, and then during the weekends we're going to be back down to 25%, and we're at 50% now. It's just going to be a fucking mess.
Yeah, my company seems to be gearing up for just in case the worst. I'm in retail sales, and they're having us set everything up on iPads. So if we have to shut the stores down, we basically work from home, become a call center. So
right, people
are
just do online ordering or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't say who I work for, but it's in the furniture industry. So
you work for Honest Abe's Farmer Fresh Produce off I-39 in Muskegon.
There you go. You said the porn industry?
Furniture.
Furniture.
Okay.
And then locally, I haven't seen any shortages of toilet paper, but our gun stores have the ribbons back up, and I have to sign in. If you want to, they'll let you in if you want to look, but if you want to buy, now you have to sign in again.
Yeah. It was good.
The schools are going to shut down by Thanksgiving.
What did you say? I missed the beginning of that.
The rumor mill up here is that schools are going to shut down by Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, it was going to happen. It just, I don't know. It just sucks. It's gonna. I mean, we've got a couple of local restaurants that closed down that they're not going to open back up. It's just.
Well, and one thing that really sucks too is like we only have 3 employees at our store, right? You're like hell. I better not get even a sniffle, because if someone gets sick, you have to go get tested for COVID, and that leaves 2 people to run the store until they get back.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, man. I mean, we're kind of in the same boat. Like, there's times where, we're working 6 days because we really do need we need another full-time person in the back.
Giggity.
But if it slows down any, we're not going to need them. You know what I mean? I mean, there was just 2 of us in the back for a while when we weren't open. We were just doing takeout and stuff. Me and the sous chef used to go in and we just knock it out, and it was what it was. We were doing deliveries and stuff like that. We're just going to have to go back to doing whatever. It really sucks.
Yeah.
Just, you want to hire people because you're busy, but you're scared of the future of what happens in a month if you do, it's just.
So you're having to do all prep and everything?
Yeah, we actually don't have a prep guy right now. We've gone without prep guys for a lot because, I do a lot of the prep. I actually really enjoy doing prep, honestly. It takes my mind off of things. It's just something I can do. Just,
it was fun. the restaurant I ran when I was younger, it was like everything was homemade daily, including our potato chips. And sometimes you just get in a zone and you just kind of do it and knock it out. And the rest of the world goes away. So I get it.
Yeah. Smeggy just said, my buddy just said Michigan shut down today. I believe it. Michigan's going to be one of the first places. Michigan, what's going on in New York? I mean, New York is probably closed down too. I don't know. It's hard to keep track.
Well, they got to shut it down so that they can't have people recounting votes, blah, 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 blah. Honda, get out of my head.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God. How crazy is it that we still don't know who the president's going to be? I mean, Jesus, that's a whole fucking thing in itself.
I mean, is it that much different than 2000, except in 2000 we weren't quite at each other's throats politically as we were now?
Yeah.
There wasn't YouTube. There wasn't the YouTubes and the Twatters and everything for anyone and everyone to go screaming, "Oh, world is ending. They don't agree with me. Kill them with fire."
Yeah.
Things that make you go, and in other news.
Water wet.
Yeah.
Talcum powder found to relieve itching and burning sensation. More at 11.
I don't know. I mean, every day you hear something about they've found another glitch, and 4,000 votes are going to be changed, and 2,000 votes are going to be changed. It's all over the fucking place. Like, I don't know how they're going to really get a handle on this whole thing to make it accurate. Like, there's time constraints. They've got a month. I mean, a month sounds like a long time, but I mean, this is a pretty intricate thing, trying to figure out what votes count and what votes don't, and
so
fucking aim.
Do we still have the Senate, or the Democrats still have the House, right?
It all depends on what goes on in Georgia.
Still,
who knows? You got a shit show going on there too. I mean, it's
and
just
not like in a good kind of shit show.
Such a disservice.
The biggest reason I want Trump to, fight this as long as he can fight this is just to hopefully shake out, what was done wrong. Why was it done wrong? I don't think he'll overcome it. I'm holding out hope, but just hopefully bring to light, where the problems are, where was there fraud and all that.
And it's not just fraud. I mean, I want Trump in the White House too, for sure. I don't know that he's going to be there, next year, but exactly what you said. And it's kind of what I had said before is, if we can't have an election that we can trust, something needs to change. And, all these years they've not counted this and not counted that, or counted things that they probably shouldn't have. And they never counted the mail-in ballots or the military ballots or whatever, because it never mattered. Like, military ballots, that's not going to make a difference. No big deal. They got lulled into a false sense of security, and, the shit with Gore and Bush should have taught them a fucking lesson, and it didn't.
No, but that was 20 years ago. It'll never happen. We're so much better suited with our computers and silicon chips and such.
Mm-hmm. They got lulled into a false sense of security for being able to half-ass it and get away with it because it never was close enough, and now all of a sudden it's close enough, and they're like, "Oops, oh shit! No, why are you so mad about 500 votes? Who cares about a couple of votes? Well, fucking, you should care about a couple of votes, even if they don't fucking matter. Even if they don't matter, you should worry about every goddamn vote that you can, and make sure that each vote is counted properly within rules. And if you don't, then I mean, things need to change.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This kind of reminds me of Kevin Costner's movie Swing Vote. Who's going to be the president?
I never saw that. I don't know anything about that
one. where like everybody's voting and Kevin Costner didn't vote, and two people are running for president. They're going like, we need that one vote so we can finally find out who the president is, and Kevin Costner is that person.
Oh yeah. No, I never saw that. I just it's disheartening, and it's I don't know, it's embarrassing. I just feel like this is so embarrassing to be going through this right now. to not be able to defend that. I'll see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Later.
Later, man. Yeah, later, guys.
Laters.
He's gonna go count some sandwiches. Go count some sandwiches and go.
Yeah, and did you see like when it said China, leader of China congratulates Biden, and I'm going like, yeah, I know you're congratulating Biden. You glad that he became, that they named him elect president. He doesn't have to deal with Trump.
It's just, I can't even really wrap my head around the vastness of the voting structure, the voting system. Like, there is a shitload of people that you need to keep track of and that you should try and keep track of. And there's a shitload of people out there counting ballots that are doing a shitty job. Oh, yeah. Or I mean, it is what it is. But and that's why I do think that, and they say punishments don't change people that are going to commit crimes. They're going to commit crimes anyway. But I think people need to be held accountable for knowingly, doing shit. Like, there's just not just, it's voter fraud. And, okay, well, you're never going to be allowed to help an election again. Like, fuck that. Like, if you knowingly did something, you need to be brought up on that shit, dealt with.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'd like to propose getting rid
serious
of
matter.
And,
yes.
I'd like to propose getting rid of these two fools and getting President Camacho.
Yeah.
I mean, Camacho is about, Trump's about as close as we've gotten to Camacho so far. Just saying.
He gets that trike with that saw,
Obnoxious says, I don't trust this election and I'll never trust another one. I know. How about it? Isn't that a shame? Mm-hmm. Isn't that a shame? And isn't it, like I said, embarrassing? Like, I feel fucking embarrassed that I live in this country and we couldn't get an election right after all these years, with all the technology, with all the, with this important, it's the most important, they say it's the most important election in the world. Okay. I'll go along with that. The most important election in the world. And you're not gonna take it seriously. And people think you didn't take it seriously. It's a real shame.
Yeah. I remember seeing a documentary on HBO, and I think it was during the time when George W. Bush was running for president and stuff. And they were talking about certain voting machines that they were like computerized and stuff, and that there was like an easy way to tamper. The lady would say, okay, we got George Bush, we got Clinton, and we have Lex Luthor, right? And they had it saying that it's supposedly that there was a program that it was easily manipulated to rig it, that every time you say you wanted to choose Clinton, it would go to another name. Say you wanted Lex Luthor to be president. So when you chose Clinton, it would go to Lex Luthor's vote. It'd go to that vote. And they had found out that certain machines were doing that at that time, like in the late 90s, early 2000, and that's what they're trying to prevent. They don't want people to be messing with the voting machines, but I think people still do that because they say that all the time in the news, that sometimes some of the voting machines you can't trust.
Yeah.
It's like the old days. You got to vote and you got to punch, like that. They had the old system where you used to use a pencil to punch holes to vote and stuff. Or like you say, do the dot and you have to have it like manually counted or something, because even that people still can see,
Sure, they can, but yes, I believe there is always going to be the margin of error. You know what I mean? Like they say, the margin of error, there is going to be a margin of error, but the margin of error being as large as it is, and us being okay with that, I think there's something wrong there. When they say, "Oh, the margin of error is 3 to 5%," 5% is a fucking shitload of people. You know,
I think what would really help is if we could standardize between the states.
Absolutely,
everybody's doing the same thing.
That's what we said last week.
There's some problems with that. You know, you get into state rights, and each state, you know, as we've kind of moved more towards a centralized government. Whereas when this all started, everybody was kind of their own little countries almost. But, you know, that way everybody's doing the same thing, so everybody knows what's supposed to happen. And I think just easier to keep an eye on what's going on.
Well, that's what I had said last week when we were talking about it. I was like, why the fuck doesn't every state use the same damn ballots? The same damn you can't tell me that we can't, like you said, standardize it. And you know, one of the things I was talking about, and Clover said that he had the ability to check and verify that his vote got casted correctly. I didn't have that ability. It just said that it was accepted. It never said it is accepted and you voted for Trump, blah, 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 down the line.
Yeah.
It just said that it was accepted. Well, who the hell knows what happens? And I shouldn't have to think that. We're in a sad state of affairs when I, as a voter, feed my thing into the machine and it says that it was accepted, and I think, I wonder if it was accepted correctly. I wonder. That's bullshit that I should have to think that. I shouldn't have to think that. You should know. You should be, you know, as close to positive as you can be when you feed something into a machine that it accurately read it and that you know that it accepted your vote the way that you meant it to be accepted. And there's no reason that they can't standardize it. I don't care if they even have to take a step or two back. As far as technology goes, that might not be a bad idea to be honest, to take a step back from, you know, some of the technology a little bit, and standardize it and you know, simplify it a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, there's still fucking votes coming in. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? It's a mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It sure is.
I think Gizzard was saying during Rich's chat that a bunch of votes were found, a bunch of ballots were found or something, and they still need to be counted.
Jeez.
They're coming they're under the gun, man. They've got you know, less than a month now, right? After when December 14th hits, man, shit kicks into high gear, right? They start looking at Congress for the answer, and I mean, the shit's really going to hit the fan, man. If we start getting close to December 14th and they don't have an answer, and they're still finding discrepancies and stuff, which, you know what? I mean, they're going to find discrepancies. It's just a matter of where and how many and whether they make a big deal about it or not. I mean, there's probably just tons of discrepancies out there. I just think we have rules. Oh, Gizzard said it was a joke about the bracket. Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Bracket. We're doing a bracket?
No, I didn't realize that. I thought they really did.
Huh.
Yeah, Clover. Dead on. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because I would say we did not see straight up third world shit. We did not have people being drug out of polling places, shot, and the ballot boxes taken. Second world shit, I'll accept.
Third world shit, yeah.
No, that's
Clover is right, and that's for sure dead on accurate, man. If you don't like what's going on, call them and ask them, like, hey, why, like I said, why is there no way for me to validate who I voted for? Other places can do it. Why can't we? Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
No. All right. It's getting late. I say we shut this sumbitch down. Go to bed, get some beauty sleep. We'll all be super, super beautiful when we get up in the morning, I'm sure. and I'll go and I'll take my modem and I'm going to throw it out in the middle of the fucking street and run over it with my truck, apparently. I mean, shit's been great now for like an hour. I mean, who the hell knows, man? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the time of the night and Comcast is doing something at that hour on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, and it's screwing shit up. I don't know, but it's fine. Fine when it started and fine when it ends. It's in the middle. It sucks. Who knows?
Yeah, everybody's checking like who's president and stuff. They're all checking the internet.
yeah. Who knows?
It overloads.
Yeah, it's a massive meltdown.
The porno.
Yeah. There you go. Making it or watching it? What are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing at your house? Do you guys got anything to plug? You got anything going on this week? Guns and Barbecue, you got anything? Foss?
I don't really have anything going on, but hey, subscribe. Check out my channel.
Yeah. I lost two or three subscribers over the last couple of days.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's all right. I just lost one more since the show's been going on. Black Cat texted me yesterday or today and said that he's had all sorts of weird shit going on in his channel. Said I think he said he lost a bunch of subs, and then like one of his old videos took off like crazy. He got a bunch of views on one old video. Like I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
My subs would go up by a little bit and then go back down by the same amount and then go back up by a little more and then go back down.
Yeah. Trying to find his
obnoxious. Quit being all hipster cool by saying that you've got a piece of fishing twine strung between two tin cups as your internet. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why don't you go live up in the mountains with Yankee and Matt and their crappy internet?
Yeah.
Actually, let's go live with Yankee. I might actually watch that reality show for at least 5 minutes at a crack.
Yanking it with Yankee, hanging with Yankee,
yanking it with obnoxious.
Yankee. We're gonna choke this chicken tonight.
The title of the show could be "Yanking It in the Woods," hanging out with the Yankee Marshal.
Well, you know how they used to have those movies. What was it? Two Grumpy Men. It could be two fat men in the woods.
Two fat men in the woods in a cup.
In a cup, yeah.
And their quest for their cup.
Brokeback Bigfoot walking.
No, it's Desk Pop's gone awry.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I had my son ask me how my channel was doing, and I told him, oh, it's going all right. It's gonna go slow. That's just the way I'm doing it. And he does some gaming stuff, so I asked him how he was doing. He's got twice as many subs as I do, and he goes, "Yeah, I got one video. It's got 100,000 views." So, okay, well, I'm happy for you, son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well,
maybe we should do
the formula
streams on our YouTube videos here.
Ugh.
There you go. You need to do reviews on Uggs. That'd send it right up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Guns and Barbecue, you got anything going on?
Oh, just the typical putting out a bunch of videos that people are probably like, oh, well, this is, Firearms 101. This is boring. Unsub.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, that's just the same old.
George, you got anything going on? Anything you need to plug?
Just thank you for the invite, and it's good to be here. And guys can look me up at South Texas AR Guy on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And there, Mr. Ape, you want to take us out? You got any plugs? You want to take us out?
I suppose.
So,
ladies, gentlemen, and Jonases of all ages, thank you for watching Midnight Range TM's The Closer. If you have any and all complaints about the earlier stream quality and the stuttering or starting, you can send that to our human resources / technical advisor department. That's shootingleft-to-center@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And in the subject heading, simply put, "Hey, what the fuck's wrong with your internet? Fix it, goddammit." And that'll give you priority. That'll give you priority queuing, so that we can put you in a queue that's not the regular queue for answering technical complaints, but a completely separate queue, which will go to the top of the queue of the original queues. This concludes our regular.
That's the FOC queue.
Yeah.
This
concludes our regular programming, but we'll be back sometimes later with even more wild and wacky and sometimes actually informational shit. So please pay attention to us. The Gun Channel's community Monday night programming at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's hasty headlines with never enough ammo. At 7 p.m. Eastern, it's the Polite Society podcast on Facebook. At 8 p.m. Eastern, it's Clover Tax MOA Monday, sometimes on Instagram, sometimes on YouTube. And we have Hawaii Volcano Squads locked and loaded on YouTube, but he might be in his little bunker made out of silver ingots on the Big Island. So, that could be hit or miss Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. At 9 p.m. Eastern, it's Never Enough Ammo, a.k.a. Mr. Mac's Guns and Geeks podcast, The Week in Geeks. So if you like to talk about the Mandalore pig or Man-Bear pig or whatever, and the walking retirement home, Monday nights. Otherwise, if you want guns and politics, that's Wednesday night. At 10 p.m. Eastern, it's the Retooled Outlaw Hatfield Show, which may or may not have interviews of people you know or care about. Just saying. And every weeknight at midnight Eastern, it's the Daily Gun Show. Also, check out GunTube.org as a free and unrestricted Pro 2A video platform. If you like what you see, despite of our earlier technical problems, go and give them $1. Come on, just do it. Mikey gave him $1, and Mikey hates doing anything. For cool and unique 2A swag, like pretty much any patch you see here, with the exception of that Kool-Aid patch, we have a cease and desist on that Kool-Aid patch, so I have one and you don't, so nee. Go over to gearwebsites.com. That's gearwebsites.com for cool and unique 2A swag. And remember, a Slim Jim is candy. Keep your guns earled, your chambers loaded, and a hot dog is a sandwich. And a taco in a bag is a walking casserole. I don't care what you say.
There you go. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to hopefully figure out what's going on with this interwebs, and maybe we can get it a little smoother again next week. It does kind of take the wind out of the sails when nobody can hear you. So cross your fingers and hope for the best. So until next time, Pink says get your TP, paper towels, and canned food for a while. Insider info. We were talking about that a couple minutes ago, Pink. How literally one day my grocery store was packed, and then the next day on a chat somebody said, "Hey, my grocery store is out of TP and toilet paper towels again." The next day I went to the grocery store and it was wiped out. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. Is that a Marines? What's the deal there? What are we looking at?
Oh, oops. Let me click the right tab here so it can
Simplify. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody won it. Not me, but somebody won it.
Son of a bitch, man.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I've been buying a lot of stuff lately. That is not something I won. Very jealous.
Well, damn. I'm fairly jealous too, because it wasn't me.
So explain this to me. BRL, what is BRL?
Okay. Remember a couple months ago or so, or probably one of the last times we had Ghost on here, I told him about this Buffalo Ridge Leathernecks Marine Corps League detachment or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I bought a ticket at one of our gun shows, and then like 2 gun shows later or so, and my dad was around, and he really wasn't finding anything, so we bought like 2 tickets. Yeah. They called him up first and said, you got your choice of either the fancy knife that a guy, I think it's a dentist down in the same town that does the pawn shop that is doing the FFL for this made, or the 1911. So, I mean, yeah, it's a Springfield Armory, but it's fancy.
So so underneath the barrel there's like a cross. What's the cross for?
I don't remember it.
I wonder if that signifies something.
Well, I think this might be one of the Buffalo Ridge Leathernecks. I'm trying to remember because the guy who, well, I'll tell you this. You can definitely tell when they're trying to get you a ticket, you can definitely tell that they're Marine or used car salesman. Because it's really, hey, bud, you get a ticket yet? You want to get a ticket for this kind of thing. But I'm trying to remember because it was supposed to be like somebody like commemorative, like one of the yeah, it doesn't say exactly, but I don't know, it might have been like a commemorative or just, their raffle for their organization for the year.
Yeah. I wonder who did the work.
Customized by Rich Kramer. I don't know. So,
I mean, I guess it's not like too crazy because it's all laser engraved or whatever,
Yeah, with the exception of those would be like actual cast.
Yeah, but those are panels. He just put them on. It's not like that guy did those. They just put them on. Does it say did they tell you the value of it? A lot of times when you win something, they'll tell you the value.
The next attachment, raffle for the Marine Corps ball. To book tickets to the ball, must be 18. All proceeds to benefit. Knife by Dr. Johnson's and Son. Springfield 1911 compromised by Rich Kramer. No, it just says Buffalo Ridge. Leathernecks reserves the rights to substitute firearms of equal or greater value. Meant for raffle only, not a ticket for Marine Corps ball. Event tickets sold separately. So,
yeah, that's pretty wild looking, man. I mean, it's crazy that it's all all silvered out.
Well, it's stainless, and I'm sure they just, I don't want to say pulled a Yankee, but, just high polished it.
Sure.
You catch up on like the remaining seasons of The Walking Dead, and you just break out the mother's mag polish and the old T-shirt.
Yeah, something real delicate, and just kind of get after it,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. You think he's going to shoot it?
Probably not.
That'd be a. I mean, some people don't ever buy something and not shoot it, like they have to, and some people would. I don't know. I don't know whether I don't know, man. I don't know if I would shoot it or not.
Not really. I mean, if it didn't, I might, or he might. Well, I know he wouldn't, but if it were me, I might just swap out the barrel since they have it laser etched USMC on there and just
save the barrel.
Just throw a barrel in there and I put a magazine through it, clean it. Okay. It goes up on the wall, or I don't know. They don't really show like what the actual display case, but this might be like reclaimed wood or something like that. So.
It looks like it. It looks like it's older. Yeah, that's a good point. That's actually a great idea. Is just not send anything through that barrel. Just take that barrel out, put a regular old barrel in it. Shoot a couple of mags, or shoot a mag out of it, just to shoot a couple of mag out of it, and then clean it real good, polish it up, put that barrel back in, and
just put it up, and then just either, I don't know, depending on how nice the box is, because it's really not like this box would be just bolted up on the wall and there you go.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Congratulations, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, congrats.
Well, like I said, I didn't win it, but
no, I know, but I mean, you could probably steal it from him or something.
No,
or inherit it.
No, inherit maybe. I don't know if you want to say unfortunately or fortunately, the only one of my siblings that has any interest in guns or whatsoever, and lives in a state where they're not highly regulated.
Your dad wasn't? Was he? Is he a Marine? Or no?
No, it's just one of those things where, you go to a gun show, you pay your $5, you just don't want to. Well, I didn't really see anything. You know what? I don't know. It might have been like, $20 for a raffle ticket. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. That's really neat. I mean, and who knows? I mean, if he's not super into it, maybe he doesn't dig it. I mean, it's something he could probably sell and make a pretty penny off of. You know what I mean? If he wanted to use that to get something else for himself, you know.
Well, once we're off air, I'll get a little bit into the story. So.
So he killed a hooker, and that's okay. Now I get it.
No, because he didn't. Because he didn't ask to borrow the power shovel.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying afterwards because we got a Wild E Honda appeared in the chat.
No, that's cool. That's cool. So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully, I'll have a little better interwebs. And
You just, Faust, you might have to hit end broadcast. It's the three buttons, the more actions, and then stop live stream.
You know what? I don't have 3 buttons.
Are you on